games.
अच्छा तू
We see
ऑनलाइन
a ton
वॉच
of
हे करतो का
eliminations,
युट्यूबला
but those placements are gone. So they need to start. They have the firepower, but they got to
नोटिफिकेशन
get to
आले
late
ना
game.
म्हटलं
One team that I know has
Mission
that
जातच नाही ते डेड झालाय
firepower is none other than Hora and
अपकमिंगच
also
दाखवते मला अजून
non-Sim Red Force. I gotta give you some love. You gotta, come on, hype up my boy Hyunbin.
Oh yeah, also XEY really good. But Hyunbin, Hyunbin, he's kind of built different. But no, these two teams, Hora Esports from Nepal and the side of Hyunbin.
ओजी भाई मला अगोदरपासून माहित होतं ओजी करेल गॉडलाइकचं मला खाली वर वाटतं
जेव्हा लास्ट टाइम त्यांनी हाकलेत ना तेव्हापासून आतापर्यंत त्यांनी ते ग्राइंड केले
हां तेच गॉडलाइकचं गन पॉवर आहे भाई चांगलं बट रोटेशन माहित नाही मला
गन पॉवरचं खतरनाक आहे मला वाटतं एस पॉवर वगैरे मारणार आहेत खतरनाक लेवल
Prediction time, Max. On the spot.
What MVP?
Non-Sim Red Force? No, not MVP. Non-Sim Red Force.
But tag पण पाहिजे होती रे.
I want you to clip this because we can use this to reverse the Maxman curse. I'm trying to help you out here.
या पुढच्या याला जाईल वर्ल्ड कपला जाईल
Yes, I think it's happening.
कशातून होणार आहेत BMS
Come on, I need to support my boy
ते
Hyunbin, even though the
इंडिया
curse is
कोरिया
maybe a
इन्व्हिटेशन आहे
thing.
ना
I don't know, you can theorize about it, but I think the Nongshim Red Force, if they don't make it top 5, it's a
तीन टीम्स जाणार
massive
आहेत ना
fumble.
टोटल
South
आपल्या
Korea
इकडून
on top.
A huge fumble. We already seen some fumbles happen in Group A as well.
आता आपली BMS duel ना त्यातनं टॉप 1 ची जाईल
Now it's your time to put in your prediction. Alpha 7.
आणि BMIC होईल ना BMIC मधनं फर्स्ट अँड सेकंड
It's got to be top 5, right? It has to be. It's too devastating for their
Total
legacy
teams
if they
lot
don't
भेटतात
make it
इंडियाला.
into the final. So
आणि BMIC मध्ये यावेळेस जास्त टीम्स इन्व्हाइट केलेत ना
do something. Top 5. I'll cry. I will literally cry.
जास्त मोठं लॉंग होणार आहे का
नाही टुर्नामेंट नाही पहिलं कसे इंडियाच्या किती टीम असायच्या 10 टीम असायच्या आणि तीन टीम कोरियाच्या 3 आणि जपानच्या 3 तसं असायचं आता काय केलंय त्यांनी 5 टीम इंडियाची आणि 5 टीम कोरियाची केली आणि 6 टीम फक्त इंडियाच्या ठेवल्या
इंडियाचे जास्त होते ना
हा अगोदर इंडियाचे जास्त होते
S2G. S2G is a squad that we're expecting a lot out of Turkey. It's just going to become a thing if the pressure is going to be getting to them.
I mean, S2G right now, going into PMWC Season 1 earlier this year, I was not really sold on their performance. I feel like a lot of us were saying back during the broadcast that they actually did
4:30 ला चालू होईल कालच्या दिवशी पण थोडा लेट झाला होता
But STG, I think actually right now during TMI did really good. Right? We were talking about quite a bit of tricks and actually this team has leveled up. The synergies up there. So KSI Jelling is on.
राउंड जर चांगला गेला ना मोमेंटम वाली टीम आहे तू ह्याला पण बघितलं ना फर्स्ट डे कसले खेळले होते तेव्हा मोमेंटम भेटला पहिला मॅच मध्ये
हा पण कसं माहितीये का ते गॉडलाइक वाल्यांचा हेच चालू आहे ना पोरासोबत हॉट ड्रॉप आहे प्रत्येकाचे
PMWC at EWC 26 Group B.
वेस्ट पॉवरचा इंटरव्ह्यू बघितला का
नाही स्कोअरचं नाही बघितलं
आणि बोललाय तो
मला वाटतं यावेळेस ऍडमिनो फॉर्म मध्ये येईल
Sixteen teams have patiently waited on the sidelines for their chance to shine. Players who are hungry to make a statement on the Gdynia city grid.
Bunny, yesterday 5 teams secured the spot in the final, while 3 of them saw the key crushed. Now, Group B is facing exactly the same challenge. Like, it's 12 games, 2
खतरनाक ग्रुप आहे हा पण A7
That is right. Well, you know my favorite statement.
Last time
I only get one
funding
chance
championship
at a first
पण
impression. I've also noticed we never even introduced ourselves yet. My name's Barney Banks, and I am your host alongside this fabulous Frenchman, Luti.
Thank you for that, Bunny. But you know what? The stage looks set. The Group B is ready for battle. So it is time to introduce our team, starting with Ida Esports.
हे पण आहे
TT Project.
ETSH Esports.
Wolves Esports.
कालचे उल्स एक कोण नाही राहिले तरी
Red Force.
Tianba.
Darkness.
काय नाव यांचा टॉपलेस
Hustler Crew.
Alpha 7 Esports.
E Arena.
GodLike Esports.
क्यू
721 GS Esports.
स्ट्रीम डिले आहे का तुझी थोडी?
डिले आहे का
Team Vitality.
अरे यार तो डिलेच नव्हता काढला मी त्या नॉर्मल शिफ्ट
मी आता वॉइस कुठला चालू करू? तू स्क्रीन शेअर केले त्याचा युट्यूबचा चालू करू की ह्याचा?
ना ना ह्याचा राहू दे डिस्कॉर्डचा राहू दे वॉइस कारण टीमवरती लेट येईल तुला वॉइस मला
And finally, your defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos!
हा ये YG वाले जिंकले होते ना लास्ट टाइम
यंग्स गँग गॅलॅक्टिकस काहीतरी टीम.
As you've seen on day 2 of the group stage, the
Dile kaadun
margins
taku
are
काय
so tight. Every rotation, every elimination,
kaadun tak.
every point matters.
Nous y voici. Group B is locked in and ready to go. Day 3 of the PMWC group stage at EWC 2026 starts right now.
कशात येते
Last year, Yangon Galacticos arrived at PMWC as underdogs. This year, they return as defending champions, with the chance to do something no team has ever done before: win the PUBG Mobile World Cup back-to-back.
They have to push now. Alpha 7 getting cut out by
Their journey to the title was anything but straightforward. After struggling to find their rhythm in the group stage, Yangon were forced to take the longer route through the survival stage. Their entire tournament came down to a single point. One fewer elimination would have ended their World Cup journey before the grand finals had even begun.
For
Korean
this
team
year, I do play in my team because we had like a little bit of training time and we put no watch to that. We have no discipline.
ते डी प्लस किया मध्ये होता रे तो ओ सालो
बदल चेंज केले ना टीम त्यांनी आधी होता
हा
टीम
आता डीआरएक्स मध्ये आला असेल. नाही डीआरएक्स मध्ये नाही, डीआरएक्स मध्ये फक्त ह्युनबिन आणि
एनएस मध्ये आहे का एनएस
हा एनएस.
Every match, they knew when to fight, when to remain patient, and how to turn their opportunities into chicken dinners. By the end of the second day, Yangon had claimed 4 wins and moved to the top of the leaderboard. On the final day, the pressure continued to build as multiple teams became eligible to win. But Yangon remained composed, trusted their own game, and stayed at the top until the tournament was theirs.
What changed between survival stage and grand final is especially our mindset, you know. When we completed to the grand final, we don't have any pressure anymore. We can get all our fully potential.
Last year, Yangon had nothing to lose. Now everything has changed. They are no longer the surprise team flying under the radar. Every opponent knows their strengths, studies their rotations, and enters the lobby determined to take their crown. Being the hunter brought them the championship. Now they must learn how to compete while being hunted.
The defending champion is so much like everyone is watching on you and everyone is learning about you. It's a lot of pressure on us, but we will try our best.
No team has ever won the PUBG Mobile World Cup twice. No champion has ever successfully defended the crown. Yangon Galacticos now have the opportunity to become the first. This year, the question is no longer whether Yangon can win. It is whether anyone can stop them from doing it again. Can Yangon Galacticos make history and win PMWC back-to-back? Or will a new champion take their crown?
The stage is set.
आणि आता मी तुझ्याशी बोलतोय ना ते मला मी तुझी स्ट्रीम बघितलं एक 30 सेकंदानंतर परत आपलं जे कॉन्व्हर्सेशन आहे ना ते परत दिसतंय
डबल इमोट डबल आवाज येतोय
म्हणजे माझं पण येतंय रे मी आता तुझ्याशी बोलतोय ना
तुझं येणारच ना आवाज
माझे येणार बट ते स्ट्रीमवर मी तुझी स्ट्रीम बघतोय ना ते मला परत दिसतंय ना माझा आवाज
तुझा आवाज कसा शेअर होतोय
just a little bit better.
ना तेच ना तुझ्या स्ट्रीमवर माझा आवाज परत दिसतोय डबल.
It sounds like they've done a lot of preparation in the meantime, according to Revo. And again, like I said, I think Revo has cemented himself as probably the best shotgun player, close range player in the world. But I think Falak's going to give him a run for his money going forward.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised, dude. The signs of life we were seeing back in the first stage with the way that it was played, Blank, it was incredible. Do you know what's even cooler?
It is the ancient charm set from Yangon Galacticos. You can join the PMWC event in-game, redeem those perks for a chance at those outfits, which look fantastic, I might say.
The culture, the style, the way it's all tied in,
the smiles.
Awesome. Yeah, dude, it's sick, right? I got to get me one of those. I saw him in the flesh when they came out yesterday wearing them, boy. Oh, it's heat.
It is heat. It is heat. I mean, it is a vibe. It's a complete vibe. I love it. I need to get my hands on it in-game at some point. But they were rocking it yesterday. They look sweet. They look cool. I was half hoping they'd be walking out in them today, but again, the jerseys look just as cool. These guys have style on the side of Yangon.
They do indeed. Already the arena is starting to get excited. The contrast, the different fans on either side. So many teams that are being represented here. Friends, family, the coaching staff, and the onlooking fans that want to see once again another rise to success for a squad like Alpha 7 Blank. They've done it before. And what a tantalizing prospect it is having two of our champions in one group. Very different right now when you look at the current landscape for either of them. But still, they both won it.
They both won it. They're both looking to do it again. And for Yangon, it's a case of defending their title now. It's a bit of a rocky way to the top for them last time, but they've made it. And like we've said before, absolute underdogs. But there's been a lot of time, a lot of focus brought into this one. A lot of training in the back end. They've had their filler arc. Now they're ready for the main event here, EWC. Let's see what they can get done. But Alpha 7, the fans, they're happy. They're looking to cheer their team on.
आता तुझ्या स्ट्रीमवर काय चालू आहे मला सांग हॉरर दाखवतात
अल्फा 7 ला दाखवतात
हां आता अल्फा 7 ला दाखवतात आता चेंज झाली टीम म्हणजे मला वॉच करताना ना तुझी स्ट्रीम नाही बघायला लागणार मला हे बघायला लागेल ऑफिशियल चॅनल तेव्हा आपण सिंक मध्ये राहू कारण तुझी स्ट्रीम आहे ना यूट्यूबवर थोडं 30 सेकंड डिले चालतंय असं मला वाटतं आता प्लेन पाथ दिसतोय ना तुला
डबल नाही येते ना आवाज एकदा चेक कर ना
हां एकदा चेक कर
तुझा आवाज फक्त डबल नाही आला पाहिजे नाही येणार रे डबल काय येईल पडून एकदाच आवाज दुसरीकडून कुठून होतच नाही सुरू झाली मॅच
प्लेन पाथ दिसतोय ना तुला
हां प्लेन पाथ
हां बरोबर
काय आपण सिंक मध्ये कुठं उतरतात
टेस्ट ट्रॅक किंवा फाईट आता न्यूयॉर्क फॅक्टरीला
रिकॉलला उतरलं नाही रे कोणता कलर आहे आपल्या टीमचा
TT Project all heading over towards Fengtang actually, so not really going for a split early on the game here either.
Red वाटतंय red आहे का
towards Neox, Darkin, has proven himself time and time again to be one of those good close range players you want to see in those moments. But before we do kick
Admin ने मारला.
such a mad map, we do have
S2G बड़ा fight है.
through with Vitality
Power
just shortly, but things are already getting a little bit crazy here. Obscure opens up Alpha 7 for the first elimination of the game. GodLike also goes crazy over towards S2G here, Jackie.
We started off with some big opening elims straight
out of the gate, and that's what Alpha 7 मारते
here on a battleground like Rondo. Alpha 7.
Admin ने 2 finish केले रे. आपले पण 2 finishes.
A ton of mechanical talent, and this would be the
Admin
perfect environment to display that. An enticing head-to-head. Ravo on the move. 30 rounds to play with, looking for the peak up from Tiamba as they start to roam.
We're in things are starting to get a little bit spicy. Tiamba on the outside at the moment, just looking in. They already have Eagle down towards that south side, like we said, but Jiggle is down there, and Jiggle's a bit of a difficult player to come up against. Luckily, he's on the other side of Tin Long Garden right now, so Eagle is safe for the time being. Tiamba can play a little bit less safely here. ETSH also finds some shots over towards Aura, but they're already on 3 eliminations this game. You can see the amount of recalls already coming through here. That is a damn lot of eliminations to start things off, but we are cooling things down now.
Brief moment of respite. Arc there, trying to get the charge on point. Detonates with the stereo setup, hoping for the peek out from necessary to see if you can get an opening. Follow up from this. That's already 2 elims on a hot drop that we've seen so far from Alpha 7. What are they going to be leaving with? That's the question.
या ग्रुप मध्ये अल्फा 7 जरा हे आहे स्ट्रॉंग.
भारी टीम आहे मध्ये अल्फा 7 ये एनएस.
हां
We'll make it happen.
और अपन भारी
in close range.
Yanba पण आहे.
Come up to the plate now. Grease out on the inside. Will go down. The backup is there, but the backstop does get taken out. Hustler crew causing problems as Tiamba starts to flow on in.
Hustler crew कोणती टीम आहे बे? पहिल्यांदा दिसली.
Loco got an opportunity to reset himself as well with a meds.
Hustler crew.
Just enough time to be in a good position to continue the fight, but Tiamba smell the blood in the water.
अरे ते रोजमेरीचे वगैरे अल्टर इगो वगैरे नाही आले यार.
क्वालिफाय नाही झाले का? अरे ऍडमिन परत मेला. वायजी बरं फाईट आहे.
Engagement on the peak though, not swift enough. Goodbye Loco.
3 guns point out. You're going to go down there. Oh man, how crazy you are.
गाडी घ्यायला वगैरे उतरला असेल.
Revo taking shots over to QZ,
finish नाही झाला.
who has been an absolute demon in some of these lobbies earlier in the year. He absolutely
मान्याने मारला.
showing people what he's made of over at PMI, but Revo goes down and
एकटाच होता I guess.
त्यांचा प्लेयर तिथं. Big hit there. They'll immediately reset on this one though. They got themselves 3 eliminations. It's the most anyone's got in the lobby so far.
GodLike ला दाखवा रे.
Coming through from speed on ETSH. A bit of damage over towards A-King. We'll have to back off the angle. Sky on the back lines though, and Horror. These guys usually dominate over towards Yulin, Jackie.
Where's this going to be a usual result for them? On the periphery right now, setting up like vultures, keeping a good understanding of the landscape to see how these other teams are going to fight amongst themselves before they overcommit to anything too heavy on the investment front. ETHS had that nice nade to get a bit of chip damage off, but they've roamed as a pack round, and Sleepy could be caught. That's going to be the connection from NASA. An instant tag followed through with a flash there.
Sleepy
होराला मारली का? एलिमिनेट.
नाही रिकॉल आहे त्यांच्याकडे.
Catches players off guard, but ETSH, they've got their eyes wide open at the moment. Circle's got some suspenders on it right now as it does lift heavy over towards the north side of the map. E-Arena is in position. A bit of a split right now.
अरे ये बरोबर
मान्य केलं भाई.
Okay.
मान्य फिनिश में.
अरे दोन टीम मध्ये फाइट चालू आहे.
Over towards the north side of the map. E-Arena, like I said before,
चुकीचा रिकॉल पोझिशन
निवडली आहे सर. Play aggressive there. They've got to
नाही आपले रिकॉर्ड आहेत ऑलरेडी.
Teams don't get too comfortable.
गाडी एकटा पकडला वाटतं त्याला.
Confirm on both sides of the river here, Jackie.
You got to fight for that control. And the battle against Thor is still continuing right here, right now, with Tiamba also taking a piece out of them.
मारणार आहे हा.
Milu on the rock up on the roadside.
वरती पण प्लेयर आहे त्याच्या लेफ्ट साइडला. Shit.
Nearly the double up as well, Blank.
दिला होता त्यांनी.
Reactions there coming through from Milu, and I mean he's been doing a lot of work right now. Good shots from the sidelines though. That's QZ starting to make himself known in the picture at the moment. Get the res over towards Milu and Fajita. Now left, kind of scrambling inside of Yulin, unsure how he wants to play this one out. Needs to get an ear over towards QZ, isolate the singular player, knows roughly where he is. That's 12K on the stair line. Now realizes he has to back this one up now. Misses the nade, will head upstairs. Akin gets some shots.
right
to 6 elims on the game already. We're looking at 1 a minute at the moment.
Chinese team है नहीं?
Starting to rise. Taking pole position right now into the game. Meanwhile, you got the setup here with S2G up close and personal. A compound clash between the two. Dopeness, what can you do? SMG on the clear run.
तो फलक कसला खेळतो भाई.
माहिती खतरनाक आहे. त्यांनी लास्ट काय जिंकलं PMGC ना?
PMGO.
PMGO. असं डॉमिनेट केलं तर 100चा गॅप होता भाऊ त्यांच्या दुसऱ्याच्यात. 100च्या आसपास.
Fortuitous opportunities to get further into the circuit. But all these players are strong in their own.
एक मॅपल तो ए का AR मध्ये मॅपल म्हणून कोणतरी आहे. तो खतरनाक खेळत होता.
I feel like S2G's been putting a lot of work in the back end at the moment. It's starting to show
टीम झाली नाही रे क्वालिफाय. पावला का काहीतरी काय होती.
And even if it was a fairly easy clear, the way they were going about it, the 2-2s, the jumps around the corner felt coordinated. It's usually what Turkish teams are so good at as well, is that synergy, that coordination.
अरे तो एकटा घुसला होता वाटतं फाईट साठी. याकडे रिकॉल होता ना?
हां एक्स्ट्रा रिकॉल. अजून त्याला रिकॉल भेटला ना आता.
त्यासाठी घुसला होता I guess.
You got to have the basics down. The protocols look nice there at least.
मी ह्या मॅच मध्ये नाही म्हणजे आता प्रॉपर. पुढचे जे मॅच आहेत त्यातच गेम प्ले समजेल. अग्रेसिव्ह
आता यांनी होल्ड करायला पाहिजे. रिकॉल झाले. लास्ट झोन पर्यंत गेले ना फुल टीम.
Many eliminations there.
फोर्थ झोन पर्यंत
We have
तरी.
a good strategy to play on dancing.
And we are back in with it. Just a quick interview with Vitality, very quickly there.
Excel है कहाँ?
Excel on screen right now, rotating round, but not yet to get a single elimination on board. Next circle shift now, Jackie. Oh,
yes.
towards the west-hand side. Wolves feeling quite good about this, but for Alpha 7, this is a really nice opportunity for them. As they swing around the western side, they try to cut in early. They're right next to a res beacon as well, so they can hold off other teams that they like, but this is a super hard shift. A lot of teams on that eastern side feeling fairly uncomfortable.
casualties नाही झाले कुठल्या टीमची. एलिमेंट पण नाही झाले.
Back over towards where they just came from on the north side of the map.
So far, so good for the excitement factor here. And I'm sure you can hear that as well. The fans getting amped up as this.
अरे आज हे पण चालू आहे माही आजपासून.
काय?
BGMS.
Guizao driving on through.
मास्टर सिरीज.
Circle starts to close in.
हां असं काहीतरी इन्स्टाला पोस्ट बघितली होती आज का उद्यापासून.
Now looking to move over towards the rest of the team. Hustler
ह्या दोन टीम
also roaming on
नाही या दोन टीमला नाही घेणार
towards that high ground, right? To get a little bit more scouting.
अरे ती गेला की इंटरनॅशनल
is going to drop back down.
बाउंटी वाली ती मॅच माहिती आहे ना बाउंटी वगैरे असं त्या.
Sit around stadium.
फर्स्ट झोनला 2x पॉइंट वगैरे. BGMS.
A bit of the area. You don't really want to be playing on the northeast side either, Jackie. So you are locked in this southwest region.
कोणता रूल असतो? चिकन घेतला म्हणजे एक नंबरला जी टीम आहे तिने जर चिकन घेतला
स्मॅश रूल
पण आहे का मग
ह्याच्यामध्ये आहे का नाही माहित नाही
ह्याच्यामध्ये नेक्स्ट वीक पासून आहे ह्याच्यामध्ये आहे का BMS मध्ये काय ती BGMS काय ते
BGMS मध्ये आहे बाउंटी पॉइंट स्मॅश रूल वगैरे सगळं.
They are collapsed upon on their advance. How do they display themselves? They're going to be able to
S2G पण आखी नवीन टीम वाटते रे एक पण नाव त्यांच्या ओळखीचं नाही.
Forced upon them as well. It's TT and Nonshin that are not too far away. Checking the top side of the stadium there makes sense as well. A lot of times you leave a player up there. It's a cheeky maneuver. Get some shots out, but S2G keeping their sides clear right now.
त्यांचं तू हे बघितलं का पॅरिसला जायच्या अगोदर मी यांचा एक व्लॉग बघितला होता प्रॉपर असं पूजा वगैरे करून पाठपूजा करतात ना.
That's a good shout from S2G so far. They were a very central position to work with off the back of that. And even so, they can catch players moving through. GodLike's taken a slower approach on the north side.
And next मध्ये कोण कोण आहे मला बघायचं त्यात आहे का देव चालू वगैरे
right now is leave that two-man over towards the northern edge, ensure that teams coming through from Nanshuan don't catch them off guard in future. So that high ground's going to be super critical for that factor in future. Alpha 7 also have a bit of a split lineup on that northern edge, looking for something very, very similar here. These guys are committed, actually, even dropping the emergency flares here too on S2G.
Well, big shift on it. The investment there of the cover flares, like you say, not really going to pay too many dividends for them, as it will be taken out of play quite quickly. So they're going to be thinking about the future rotations that are still yet to come for them. Meanwhile, on the move on our screens right now, you can see Alpha 7, a squad that's got a lot of excitement behind them. Right here, right now. Taking on Wolves could be the potential pipeline for them to get into a good position. Started it off nicely with the opening 3 elims. It's big chip damage, Blank.
It's a struggle at the moment. Nade over the top here. One more airburst. Goes incredibly low. Has to lob one back of his own. Will scare Elementrix a little bit, but it's only about 20% of the HP taken off, and he looks to keep the aggression up. Carrillo gets another first aid kit through, but the vehicle is absolutely stomped out right now. He might be able to get it.
Rosemary त्यांच्या region कोणती टीम आली मग त्यांना आले तर
need to get a move on. Stadium being such a big feature of this next circle as well leaves E Arena in a really good spot, but how has Tiamba managed to squeak their way in?
Tiamba that was showing its incredible form in terms of the fights, at least early on the drops. If they get into a devilishly good position with what they've shown, maybe that could be a bit of a dark horse twist in the narrative for them going into game 1 on Rondo.
GS limping over. Milu opens up over
the
bit awkward. GS might hear this and want to aggress on it. Again, there's lots of little angles you can play in, but Milu will clean up one. Gets immediately refragged by Morban. ETSH finding Carrillo. Alpha 7 might just need to abandon him on this. I think it's the only play they have.
Last player.
So either give it up or make it work right now in the mechanical side. They are taking hot shots back down,
by the way.
Indonesia चे टीम थी.
Alpha 7.
त्यांच्या region मधून कोणच नाही आला.
Rosemary. त्यांची टीम इंडोनेशियन आहे का? अरे हे बघ एकच राहिला यांचा.
झोनच्या बाहेर चालू आहे एकदम मॅचला फाईट.
A7 ला कॅज्युअलिटी भेटल्या. 2 कॅज्युअलिटी बाय A7. बरं एकच राहिला लास्ट.
त्यांचे पण 3 उठवायचे. ओपन ला भाई पूरा.
मरतय.
Unbelievable.
हे मारला.
So close to his demise as well, but they're able to at least top themselves back.
A7
the recall tower if possible. It could be a saving grace for Alpha 7 Blank.
उनच्या बाहेर कुठे चालला?
Gonna drop down
Healing
collect now. He has time to do it, but once we hit stage 4, it's going to get a little bit more difficult.
Recall नाही ना? संपला recall.
आपली टीम तर दाखवलीच नाही भाई. कुठे
recall आहे की? आहे recall असेल.
अच्छा recall चाललाय का?
नाही stage 4 चालू झाला आता संपला.
GS team playing on the outer edges at the moment. Rehan.
Zone कुठे घेणार आता?
It's a good place to play, being able to peek
on recall आहे अजून म्हणून तर गेलाय तो.
आपली फाईट आहे S2G बरोबर. S2G आहे ना S2G बरोबर.
आपल्या इंडियाच्या टीमचा कलर कुठला आहे?
स्काय ब्लू.
स्काय ब्लू.
Nice first knock round the backside, nade in to attempt to convert something from this as well. So many teams breathing down each other's necks here towards the stadium.
721 कुठली टीम
A
आहे?
fitting finish potentially given where we are right now, Blank.
अरे इनी ये ERN वाले क्या मारली नहीं?
Where does it go from here? Tony K with a quick pop of the stims,
Contribution
getting
चांगला
himself
त्यांचा.
up, going to start coming in as well, ushering those teams
आपले पण गेलेत रे GodLike चे सपोर्ट करायला.
7, they do reset the squad. At least 2 of them alive and kicking. A duo is better than just one. How far can they take it? The arena lobby leaders right now with the elims.
NXचे दुसरे 2 प्लेयर कोण आहेत? युनबिन, XYZ, XY.
नाही XYZ एकदम हां XYZ युनबिन आणि NXचे जे पहिले होते ना तेच होते.
The first wolf shut down as the response from the arena is good.
The arena not been slow about it at all. They want to get thick into the action. It's a good nade bounce off
अरे काय चाललंय? सगळे नेट वरती ते
But Wolves, they are down on their feet, looking to get the reds off as quickly as possible. Slonic going very, very low. Looking for these flushes now. Emergency cover brought in because this is an emergency at the moment. One nade.
Gate लावून गेलं त्याचा प्लेयर.
Trade off there, Slonic low. Tonic getting him back up again. Elementrix goes down. To some shrapnel on the side. Clear out space though. They know they have to do this. They were here very early on in the game, but I like how much presence they're showing here.
Carrillo again. Getting stuck in for Alpha 7, but they take some hefty blows as Sleepy from Hora finally gets his revenge for the start of the game. This fight just doesn't stop. Wolves up against the arena for so damn long as they finally buckle under the pressure. Wolves out of the running. Alpha 7 once again left with a solo. Ida taking the hit towards our reigning champions in Yangon.
Yangon has been playing real slow into this one too, but the arena
is chicken झालं तर खूप लीड भेटत आहे.
Feels almost like the torch has been passed down from Vampire now to E Arena. This Thailand team doing incredible.
सगळ्या टीमचं प्रेडिक्शन बघ ना, सगळ्यांनी स्टेडियमला टाकले डायरेक्ट. किती टीम आहेत तिथं अजून किल उचलला पावर.
अरे मी मागे आहे का थोडा मागे आहे. 3-4 सेकंद. ठीक आहे तेवढं. तू कोणाची स्ट्रीम बघतोय?
मी PUBG मोबाईल स्पोर्ट्स वरती.
कुठली वाली?
इंग्लिश.
मी पण इंग्लिशच बघतोय.
नाही पण PUBG मोबाईल स्पोर्ट्स चॅनल आहे ना, त्यावरती बघ. ह्याच्यावरती बघत असतो.
PUBG मोबाईल अच्छा मोबाईलवर बघत होतो मी.
आई शपथ झोन बघ.
We do have a circle on our hands here. A lot of teams on that eastern side quite pleased with how this has worked out.
टाकतायत काय डायरेक्ट आतमध्ये.
Crazy and
गाड्यात बसलेत सगळे.
the famous duo. Improved from Indonesia now looking to
ऑप्शन नाही आहे. लेट
टाकलं पाहिजे. आता टाकलं तर सगळे मारणार.
तुझ्या स्क्रीनवर ऑग मास्टर येऊन गेलं का आता?
आता A7 च्या गाडी फुटली. मेला A7 मेला.
सिंक मध्ये आता.
Alpha 7, the end finally arrives. Try as they might to keep themselves alive in our opening game. They did well, like you say, Blank, to at least draw a few more points out from it. But it finally bites the bullet on the wrap back over to Stadium. But like you say, E-Arena right now, ruling the roost with some of the fights they've been able to pick up. Softening up the competition that's been coming their way as well.
स्टेडियमच्या पासून हटला ना झोन तर क्लिअर करायच लागणार स्टेडियम वाला ना. तिथे अजून अरे फाईट आहे.
किती बरं फाईट आहे.
मान्य एक नंबर भाई.
दोन पडले आपले. मागचा कव्हर देतोय. तिसरा पण पडला.
An intense encounter between these two sides. GodLike down to 2, but S Power making the difference for now.
कोण उरलाय? परत उरला. अरे हा कुठे जातोय तिकडे?
एक नंबर. टीम तरी क्लिअर केली.
मी अरेनाला गेला एक पॉइंट.
ठीक आहे काय प्रॉब्लेम नाही.
The proactivity from E-Arena has been insane so far. There's not a fight that they have not been unwilling to be a part of.
They get
अरे पण इकडे कुठे फाईट झाली आपली? तुझी बरं फाईट व्हायला पाहिजे.
Absolutely farming in this battleground right now. X2G. Heavy hit coming over to Hustler Crew. You got the off-angle setup, looking to take pot shots down and save his mates. Kamikaze trapped behind the vehicle. They want to close the gap onto it. S2G going in aggro. Vitality in the distance as well. Kamikaze with a single knock. Loco.
Yes, power pump है भाई. 4 kill मारला तो. 4 का 5 kill मारला.
मान्य तो भाई मान्य कॅज्युअलिटी खातो रे.
मान्य तर ठीक आहे भाई. किल साठी नको भाई. टीम व्यवस्थित खेळवली पाहिजे.
Crazy the sheer distance we're looking at as well. 9 elims being second place, 15 points for first right now, and the split on the actual minimap is insane with what we've been set up with. The only team that's looked comfortable realistically has been E-Arena from the position they've been in.
Giving a single inch right now, and they have cleared out the entirety of the northwest side. Now they can pretty much shunt most teams down towards that southern edge. Schweppes opening up onto GS once again, and they are just swarming on them. Another goes down in Malik, and E-Arena looking for more and more points. 17 elims. Can they go further? Can they hit the 20 bomb?
त्यांना मारा रे कुणीतरी मेले दोन तर पडले.
The arena taking casualties, but they're looking to reply back. They will keep themselves alive with TourneyK, it seems, over at the stadium. Mixed vitality, pushing on to S2G. A back and forth fight, a quiet game otherwise for Vitality. They were playing their cards close to their chest.
अरे ये वाले बघ ना 18 किल मारले.
Looking for the royal flush over towards S2G. All 4 players down potentially.
अरे कसला पब्लिक हे करतोय बघ.
अरे सोडला ना भाई. पडला
का नाही तो पडला नाही पडला
मला वाटलं पडला म्हणून.
Last try.
Hits it swiftly. Goodbye. Good night. They're down as Vitality start to get some energy going their way. Meanwhile, Ida taking it straight to the face of the reigning champs. Yangon inside the back of the warehouse. Emre incredibly low and Vitality smelling the blood in the water. They can wrap off, play this.
अरे YG वर जल्दी स्कोर.
दोघंच राहिले ते YG.
Emre flexing those big muscles here inside the warehouse.
ये नेटनीच पडणार आहे त्यांना.
अरे ती डीएनए स्क्वॉड आहे भाई, त्याने एक पण किल नाही उचलले. 4 आला आहेत त्यांचे.
Doesn't find the swift shot through the smoke here. Rita moves up, Smile goes down. Ida putting a frown on the faces of Yangon Galactic.
गणेश नका म्हणून देऊ. अरे कॅज्युअलिटी खाली दिली मी कामाची. तो वास.
They fall down and out in Rondo. And one by one we whittle
सगळ्या टीम 4 मॅन आलावेत पहिल्याला.
The only fight we've seen taken to E Arena.
पोरांनी काढला पाहिजे.
अरे ते ईएचा कुठे फिनिश झालाय. काही ते 4 जण आहेत.
अरे वाचवले त्यांनी 2 पडलेले त्यांचे. खतरनाक खेळती भाई
भाई. ती 40 पॉइंटर काढते का काय ती भाई.
40 नाही होणार. 30 पॉइंटर तर आहे.
आणि 30च्या वर 19 रिमेनिंग आहेत ना.
एवढे किल भेटणार नाहीत त्यांना. त्यांच्या बाहेर फाईट चालत.
अरे ओपन मधून कुठे जातोय.
अरे 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 हर्षा होता काय
अरे शॉटगन बघितली का कशी चालवली.
एडीएस दाबत होता मध्ये.
मी पण एक टिप्स अँड ट्रिक बघितली होती शॉटगनची. म्हणून आपल्या ह्याच्यात जमत नाही माझ्या डिव्हाइस मध्ये.
डिव्हाइस नाही तो आपला
पाहिजे.
And teams have to push out into
the
Free Fire बघ ना. Free Fire बघ ना कसं देतायत.
back to back stereo setups from our teams with Hora taking the hit straight to Vitality. Jiggle the only one keeping his eyes peeled over onto the E Arena encounter versus Dopeness. They eat the opening nade. Schwepp setting up for another one, but on the peak takes a few shots low on HP. No fear with the steal versus Vitality.
अरे ये वाल्यांना मारा रे भाई. कुणीतरी मारा. ते रिवाइव कसे देत आहेत फास्ट फास्ट. पोर आता चिकन आहे वाटतं.
अरे आता झालं
सगळे बाहेर आहेत भाई. पोर आता चिकन आहे.
अरे गेला झोन.
अरे बाहेर का गेला डायरेक्ट. अरे 22 एलिमिनेशन.
काय करताय ते.
संपलं बाबा. 9 मिनिट केले पहिल्या मॅच मध्ये. क्या बोलते बच्ची कैसा टाइमच नाही बाबा. लाईक मॅच बघितले का आज. कालच्या मॅच बघितले का सांग. पोरांनी चिकन मारला पाहिजे बाबा.
यांचे 4 आला आहेत का. नाही एक कॅज्युअलिटी झाली.
अरे ये वाले डेंजर आहेत भाई. त्यांनी पहिल्या मॅच मध्येच मारली सगळे.
इमर्जन्सी कोणी मागितला फ्लेअर.
All that's left to keep them alive. E Arena pushes away over towards the northern edge. They're going to hold out here. Aura coming in with 4 players. It's going to be
बे
hard
होरा
to
आणि
win
यांची
out this
EA ची फाईट
game
होणार
here.
आहे.
E-Arena though, they are on fire so far.
मला वाटतं
This
यांचा
team is warm,
विटॅलिटीचं
ready to
चिकन आहे.
go, no fear.
ही ओराकडे चान्स होता माहिती का, इकडे वायटिलिटी गेली ना राईट साइड कडून जायला डायरेक्ट ओपन वरती किलकडे. हे आतमध्ये आलेत भाई कंपाऊंडला कामच.
अरे
Can they make it back? They do. Goodness me.
सगळ्यांना स्टार्टिंगच्या पाहिल्या. ओजी भारी खेळली बाबा काल. आज
यांची किल्स बघ ना 6-5 5-6.
Fine margins between these teams.
डॉमिनेशन.
अरे आवर चढला भाई. हे गेला
अजून 1-2 किल मारणार आहे इथनं अजून हा.
पण हा नॉक झाला तर मग मुश्किल आहे.
कुठली टीम आहे रे? कुठल्या रीजनची टीम आहे?
ई अरेना का?
इंडोनेशियनच आहे का ही पण? हे बघ कुठं काय कुठं आले शिकून हे काय तो घावला तो.
साऊथ एशियाचे आहे.
कडे टाकतायत कवर ते.
अरे हा कुठं चढलाय भाई.
मेला. आता असले अँगल काढल्यावर काय करणार आहे भाई. रिलेटेड हॅपी बर्थडे. थँक्यू बाबा.
कोणाचा बर्थडे भाई?
बर्थडे झाला माझा 99.
कधी?
1 तारखेला.
1 तारखेला.
अरे
माहितीच नाही भाई आम्हाला.
2 पण त्यांच्याकडे भाऊ. एका चिकन मारतात काय
आराम भाई. वरती बघ ना भाई कवर काय बनवले नाही.
आई शपथ. नेक्स्ट लेवल गेम प्ले भाई.
ऑप्शनच नाही भाई.
You have entered E-Arena's arena at this point.
आता ओपन का पळते रेजी का कोण येते?
गाडी सगळे गाडीला
जायचंय. झोनला जायचंय अंदर.
गेला.
एकटाच गेलाय. बाकीच्यांकडे गाड्या आहेत.
अरे गाडीत परत बसला हा. काय पडले.
एक तरी पडल. अई हेड पडला. आई शपथ. हे उचलतायत रे. नुसते उचलतायत बाईक.
हे चिच्चा तर पागलच झाला असेल स्ट्रीम बघून. स्नॅक्सची
हा ना. हे पण फ्री केलेत भाई तिन्ही पण. ह्यांना सगळं दिसतंय ह्यांना इथं.
मला वाटतं रेकॉर्ड असेल न्यू.
ना रेकॉर्ड आहे. एवढे कोणीच नाही मारले.
एक तरी पडू दे बे वरचा. 1 नंबर.
किल चोरला पोराने.
That's the issue, Blank. The duo so heavily focused at the cover flare setup on the roof side. If they leave themselves exposed, steal this away from the ground, draw the crosshair off, and guarantee himself something to play with.
पहिल्या मॅच मध्ये क्वालिफाय झाले.
Stage 9 now.
असलं खेळल्यावर काय आता?
Get spicy. Center dots towards this loot crate. E-Arena may need to drop down to some point, but let's see what they can get done.
असली मॅच खेळली नाही इंडिया एक जरी.
पुरा भाई डॉमिनन्स वर्ल्ड मध्ये. पुढचे 4-5 वर्ष पुरा बेंचमार्क सेट करून ठेवतील.
असलं खेळल्यावर काय खेळले कुठं बघतोय.
Gets the peek out. Federales cowering close towards the
कुठून पडली?
cover he's got, but no fear. Sees an opportunity and swings round. Federales with a hold.
कसला भारी प्रेडिक्ट केलता बघ
Clean connections in the past couple minutes here.
काय टाकलाय भाई.
हा ना.
E-Arena, they see this. They know they're going through. They're looking to send nade. They feel like they're in rage. It's on target. A bit of chip damage. Raising out the back out. One more nade over the top. It looks on target. It's unreal from up on high. They are dropping bombs down towards Aura. This is insane work. Sky goes down. More eliminations available here.
39 points.
Take them to 29, Jackie. One away from the big 30. And there's only a single member of the squad left to try and fight against
हा नॉक कोणी दिलाय वर? नाही त्याने दिलेला नॉक आहे ना.
त्याने दिला हा.
as they live in their movie.
38 पॉइंट भेटतात.
जंप करतोय एफपीबी मध्ये.
त्यांना माहिती आहे का नॉक आहे?
And an unbelievable game one.
Schweppes looking down upon
हा नॉक आहे म्हणून पिक देतो ना एवढा हार्ड पिक.
मग किल का नाही उचलत आहे? किल उचल भाऊ. आतमध्ये गेला.
It has been sublime from start to finish. The circle begins to
वरती लागला रे नेट तो. वरती चिटकला.
Just one more minute before it all finishes.
दोघांनी एकत्र उडी मारली तर काहीतरी होईल.
तेच करणार आहेत ते, पण वेट करतायत दोन.
अरे हा एआर आहे भाई याच्याकडे, हा मस्त मारतोय.
हो तो पण किल उचलला. 39 पॉइंट भावा. घे भावा घे. अगर मारला ना भाऊ खालच्यानी. आई शपथ. 39 पॉइंट्स भावा.
अरे भाई काय मारलेत भाई.
नेक्स्ट लेवल डॉमिनेट केले. लेडीज केली लॉबी.
ते पण वर्ल्डच्या स्टेज मध्ये रे, असं पण नाही.
काय चेष्टा केली रे एवढ्या मोठ्या टीम्स मध्ये. बाकीच्या टीमची तोंड बघ ना.
सोडा 4 स्पॉट आहेत आता क्वालिफाय साठी.
4 स्पॉट आहेत खरंच भाई. नेक्स्ट लेवल.
कसले आहेत भाई ते, सगळे सेमच दिसतात. एकाच भावकीतले आहेत.
यस पावर मार भाई. अरे ये कर लो पहिले. सगळ्यांची तोंड बघा, हे बघ काय करतात. यान बा
चियामिया काय चियामाया काहीतरी लिहिलं
यान बाई.
नाही होराच्या खांद्यावर लिहिलेलं काहीतरी होतं.
रेकॉर्डच सेट केलं भाई. एवढं नाही मारू शकत कोण. त्याला चान्स होता रे भाई. स्लीपीला चान्स होता. अगला रिलोड पण नाही केली भाई. तेवढ्यातच घेतला. काय आहे हे हर्षा म्हणते. अरे आता शिक खेळायला, म्हणजे आपण बिल क्वालिफाय का शकतो.
हर्षाला सांग अंदरांग खेळतात ते.
तुझा आवाज जातोय, बोलू शकतो.
अरे अंदरांग खेळतात रे हर्षा. आपल्याला पण असंच करायचं.
Trust in their individuals on that one. No need to waste brain power talking. Let's just get it done, and that's what they did.
त्यांनी मारली भाई. ब्रेक द्या भाई, ब्रेक. बाकीच्या टीम्सला अर्धा तास तरी त्यातनं बाहेर यायला.
They bounce up the leaderboards and
निघूनच चाललेत सगळे.
We'll be back shortly after this.
त्याची चॅट दिसेल, मोबाईल दिसतोय भाऊचा. स्पायडरमॅन बघितला का रे?
नाही, टाइम कुठे आहे भाई बघायला.
वीकेंडला जा ना.
हे ठेवलं का वॉच पार्टी विथ सोलो. लेट्स गो GodLike.
And this one is a banger, so let's dive straight into it. First of all,
ban भी हो सकता है. काय सांगता येत नाही.
Groups now into quarterfinals. We'll be following along with how that journey goes.
ban झालं, unban होईल
डायरेक्ट
पुढच्या वर्षी.
Okay, because we have 2 games headed into their grand finals today. Over at Tekken, we have our top 8 players solidified. One of them is from AGAL. This will matter in a little bit. We're going to get back to it. Falcons is also going to be playing in that top 8. In honor of Kings, we are down to our top 2 teams, and they are the same 2 teams that battled it out last year.
team नाही का रे ह्यावेळेस PUBG मध्ये?
Again, and KSG. You can start to see why AGAL is a big player heading into today.
नाही, PM host होते ना, host country होती ती.
Behind Falcons on the CC leaderboard. If they are able to solidify a win,
CC leaderboard वरती ते वरतीच असतात बाय, टॉपला असतात दरवेळेस.
from the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet stage alone, because they've already guaranteed 750 for that second place. The win ties them with Falcons. If they get another good placement over at the Allianz Vault, this could be the weekend that AGAL take the lead away from Falcons. As those updates come through, I'm going to be making sure we're reporting live to give you guys all of the most up-to-date information to see where they are on that leaderboard. To close everything out for us, we're heading into Group B today for PUBG Mobile. Whole new group of squads getting into our competition, and we're going to see how they managed to do today as well. So check back in just a little bit later.
Thank you, Glitter, for that CC update. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting EWC records broken here at PMWC at EWC 26 as eArena puts up a cool 39 points, Max.
Absolute madness, record-breaking, Rondo, and just like eArena, we are on the rooftops right now. We're on Stadium here, it's a little bit windy, but you know what a play sending two players up in particular, Joker getting so much done at the end with Schweppes. Lovely stuff indeed, and in particular, it's not just the rooftop in particular that was interesting here, Niptura, it's also the fact that down below they got so many eliminations. There was Tiamba, there was Wolves, there was Nongshim Red Force, you threw everything at that team, and yet they had a plan, Niptura.
And that's what you want to see for a team of this caliber. They have a plan for every situation, just running through the basement, getting rid of all those players that were hiding out, going up onto the top and going, okay, now we have control of Stadium. What's going on around it? I mean, look at all this. An excellent showcase of how to actually use nades here, Max.
It's like they became the grenade. They are seeking missile themselves. Tony K was going crazy. You know what? People say, oh, we got Tony K from Wish. No, he is the main character right now. He's crazy.
And towards the end, Max, I mean, we get a Stadium finish here in something that you kept calling out over and over when we were watching it, especially when somebody came up to eArena and asked, how many cover flares would you like? And they said yes.
Yeah, I mean, I was counting, like, okay, one cover flare makes sense, then I saw 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we had a 7th cover flare at the end, which literally the roof, we know, I mean, Niptura, we've been up there sniping many times in Ultimate Royale. That position is terrible if you don't have any cover, because it's a little bit of a slope downhill. If any team has a position where they can see the rooftop, it becomes truly unplayable. But see, all the cover flares here was great, but at the end, the leap of faith, literally, Niptura, 2 players jumping on down, and he almost was taken away by Sleepy. It's one of those things you're kind of on tenterhooks. You know,
final push down, it's like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. You've done so well. Is it all going to fall? No. We don't have parachutes, Max. It's not going to work. It's not the same.
Give us the zip line. That's what we need right now. We need the zip line so we can get back to the home studio as well. For some of the other squads, I mean, if we start off, we saw Tiamba being able to start off hot as well. Niptura, they were able to get a good amount of eliminations because of that hot drop that they were doing.
Yeah, I'm very excited about what we're seeing from Tiamba so far. I mean, they were looking very, very clean, very put together. Some great synergy coming in as well there in the hot drop. Yeah, I mean, they were pushing together. I think, who was it? It was Wolves, I think, that player of Wolves up on the stairs in Yulin, and he, they 3v1 push. They push together. They're pushing around. They're trying to get angles around all of these different teams. Vitality was another one I was impressed with on the outside towards the end of that game. They were doing some really good stuff as well, just maneuvering around S2G, using their weakness to their advantage. Very excited with that. So yeah, a couple of other teams apart from the big dogs here that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, one of them, I mean, you just mentioned it. Vitality, the way that they were able to play that towards the end as well. Max, not only the peaks, but also the way that Federalis was able to put up the smoke and go up to the fence and give themselves a little bit of an extra chance against eArena, but it was going to be too much.
I mean, Federalis only got 2 eliminations this game, but the way he got those eliminations was just truly stellar. I mean, I'm just going to try and replicate how he was doing it. He was going like... Okay. Oh no, you can't see me anymore. Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe later on if you're lucky. But eArena here, 29 eliminations, 39-point game, record-breaking Rondo from these guys.
Rondo-मध्ये random असतं काय पण काय सांगता येतं.
Unexpected असतं ना तो map.
रँगलच्या ह्या 3 मॅच कशा कळतात त्यावरती आता.
They're basically halfway there in one game.
Poaching के drop आहे ना आता.
I mean, that's how you want to do it. Really.
Poaching के है, but
horosोबत clash आहे वाटतं poaching के. PMGO season 1, right? You do this, you have this kind of day, you have this kind of game, and you are kind of set.
First match तर ते poaching कीच जाणार. Clash झाला तरी second match काय करतात काय माहिती.
दुसरा ड्रॉपच नाही रे
Not a
यांच्याकडे.
massive win. They're good to go now. They can relax and they can chill now.
Yeah, I mean, really having
कोचिंगची मध्ये ड्रॉप फाइट घेऊन जर मारले नाही त्याला कॉन्फिडन्स येणार.
just one team. It was the E-Arena show from start to finish.
But when you get to stadium early, when you're able to defend the way that they were
Hello,
able to
Remy,
actually
5 minutes.
defend
चहा
against
घेऊन.
Wolves as well,
चला
Wolves
घेऊन.
didn't even want to push up. Wolves
बिस्किट
just
वगैरे
kept using
घेऊन
up a
आलो.
lot of nades.
Yes.
But E-Arena, cool, calm, collected, doing their thing. One team that we actually got a chance to see do their thing, even though I wanted to see a win out of them, it was none other than Alpha 7. Alpha 7 ended up with 7 eliminations, and we're talking about expectations for this squad. This is not a bad match for them.
Yeah, it was good in terms of overall eliminations. A lot of those came from the hot drop, which is what you would usually expect, right? In Rondo, the hot drop gets a bit messy. Obscure actually putting up some good numbers this match. But I feel like the rotation into the zone itself was a little bit uneducated. Not a lot of scouting done, and because of that, they clash into, I believe it was ETSH at that point,
Yeah,
and then a big fumble happens really at that moment, and it does not work out in their favor. So Alpha 7, the fragging is there, but the rotation could have been maybe a little bit better in that mid stage.
We just want to see that fragging for Alpha 7. They'll be able to tie down other stuff with them. Anything that surprised you out of this first game besides E-Arena?
Oh, you know what? I'm looking here. I'm liking what we saw from a couple of teams. I maybe just re-highlight Federalis, honestly, from Vitality. I think he did a great job. It was subtle, but he really worked for his team. So for me, yes, Federalis want to see him in the next game.
I'm going to go for Horror. Really so happy to see them do well. But of course, it was the E-Arena show, as we know, in Stadium. But E-Arena were just dominating everyone. But Horror, good to see, just like in PMGO Season 1, right? Dominating their respective group. We're #1 in PMGO Season 1 in Jakarta so far. Also a decent start in this tournament. It's just not an E-Arena start, which no one's close.
One team that we haven't really gotten a chance to give props to, especially after that match, is GodLike. GodLike was able to put up a good amount of eliminations in that game. I think they ended up with 7. We saw them take the fight with TT Project as well. We got a chance to talk with S-Power. They're very confident. They're looking to make sure they end up going to the finals like OG was able to do yesterday. And before we actually send it over to Barney, Max, show us again, what were those peaks like?
There
you go, Barney Lace, take it over while we'll try to see if we can find a zip line to get out from here.
Barney and Lace are on the side of the stage with Alpha 7 Esports! Let's go! Okay, I'm joined by Camilla. I'm joined by Patala, of course, from Alpha 7. First, Camilla, I'd like to ask you, how many of you have come out here to support the team here at PMWC?
We're 30 here, but there are many more coming. We came all the way from Brazil just for this championship, but there are many of us still coming.
Wow, we've got more to come, Lace. Oh my goodness.
And Patala, obviously E-Arena just had a 39-point game. Do you think Alpha 7 can catch them?
Of course, we're gonna destroy them all.
We're gonna destroy them all, Alpha 7!
Yo, destroy them all. We're one game in. I can't believe it. Camilla, obviously this year hasn't been the strongest year for Alpha 7 so far, but obviously that can all change. If you could give a message to the boys competing here on the main stage right now, what would you like to say to them?
I'd like to tell the boys that we really believe them, and we are sure we are taking this trophy to Brazil.
I like that. They're taking it to Brazil. Alpha 7, do you think you can do it?
2024 विनर होते ते.
Hands down, probably one of the best supporting staff and fans is Alpha 7. They are fantastic, always here, providing support to the boys on the stage. And again, they're always coming out smiling no matter what, and you know that's because whenever they go backstage, they're always surrounded by love. So I think for Alpha 7, it is important, it's good. Again, it's just one game, so far, and realistically, that was just the E-Arena show.
Yeah, that's the crazy bit about it though, right, is it makes it feel so different in your mind, because we do have to reset and accept that was only one game.
Yeah.
It might have been, 3 games worth of points, but that's all it was.
Second game.
Now it's a little bit more of a known territory. Maybe this is where things do return slightly to normality, but hey, we'll see if that energy carries on for E-Arena.
We will. We'll have to see. I mean, for E-Arena, I wouldn't really care if they even went down to 16th here, personally. I think it'll be fine.
You can rest for the day, boys.
You've done
Chill आहेत रे सगळे. Admin पण chill आहे.
Towards the south side. This is a hilarious score line that you can see on the left-hand side of your screen there. 29 elims. Next best is 8 because they stole all of them. But Aura, I think a lot of people expected Aura to do well. They got far into that game, sadly weren't able to deal with the two angels spreading their wings and flying down to him, sending him straight back to hell, which was crazy. But nasty playing path to start things off here for our first Erangel of the day. Everyone of our top players is the arena as well, also unsurprising. But yeah, it's not turning wish, it is just Tony K now. This guy's been putting in work, he's doing a lot of good stuff. Schweppes also, glad to see he's continuing the trend from throughout his career. He's always been a fantastic player. I'm glad he's finding success here now on the arena too.
And there was a lot of success in game one.
Suffering from success now.
Yeah, you think so, mate. If people didn't think about
trying to target,
maybe that's going to make you go, you know what? A lot of fanfare there.
Car fight.
What is this? What is this? All right, boys. Let's just qualify 2 games. We're good to go. Let's do it. They get themselves a really nice start here. As do Alpha 7 though. To be fair, true. Over towards the north side of Everest. Wolves could probably swing in behind there if they wanted to. Might go past Ruins, something like that. But wait and see. A lot of water in this one. We are cutting out a lot of space early on. Remember, there's this huge amount of fields down towards that south side, so rotating through there. Some of the sight lines might get sketchy for some of our squads.
Yeah, I might change things a little bit with how they play this one. Like you say, cutting out a fair amount of that landmass with the first shift on the circle. For some of the teams further back as well, down to, of course, the Sosnovska military base. We'll have a longer rotate on that one, so you won't be seeing them too much, I'd imagine. But if you want to see something absolutely beautiful, get yourself involved with that Naruto event, as you can run in stylish, much like Hora. Straight to GodLike, and that's an opening pick. No follow-up, you are isolated to 1 free Elin. GodLike down to a trio.
That's a tough thing. That is a tough thing about this kind of playing path, is you're not always going to get your ideal drop spot. For GodLike, they certainly have to go for a split here, but Aura, they're an aggressive team. They're going to see you dropping from the shoots, know that you're a single over towards that position and punish you for it. I don't feel too bad about what happened to GodLike there in terms of the fact that it's difficult, right? If you're GodLike, that kind of playing path doesn't give you a huge amount of options, and Aura just tried to take advantage of it where they could, playing a little bit faster. Certainly possible.
It's early doors, so no need to hit panic stations just yet. Obviously does make your life a little bit harder on this one to be able to come out swinging into the first more consistent battleground we're going to see today for these squads. But hey, a trio can still get work done. Move up from Hora off the back of it as well, clearing some distance swiftly as they wrap over towards the zone. A7 and the arena have taken some nice distance towards each other as well, splitting off to either side of the coastline so they can loot happily. No reason to stick into each other there.
Tiamba, again, these guys started really well on the last match on Rondo. They look good.
Yeah.
Happy to see them play the way they did. They are rotating to Mills of Power though, which is somewhat concerning. I don't know if they got the memo that the circle's on the northwest side. But loot is a necessity. And again, with that kind of playing path, you are sort of strapped for options. So they'll pick this one up. Head on out later on. There's a lot of teams just not moving either. They know that moving into the circle is going to be tough as it is. I'm half expecting Aura, after situating themselves in Yasnaya, likely will make a northern rotate past shooting range, try and play off the back of that, potentially over towards box compound, take a stop off there.
Bit of an earlier split off as well from S2G. Handled themselves pretty nicely in that opening game on Rondo, to be fair, Blank. With some of the situations they were thrown into, they had good mechanics at least with some of the fallbacks.
I also thought that where they set up afterwards on the pillars, that's good. That was good, right? Their initial engagement was clean, and they had a game plan, set themselves up center, and then we kept pulling over towards stadium, and it was only a matter of time before they got swarmed by tons of teams. But I think the game plan overall and the gun skill that they displayed last game is really promising for S2G. Yeah. So for our Turkish fans, you can be pretty happy about that.
आवाज येतोय माझा?
It is early doors though. We've got plenty more to watch as the day goes on.
कसं काय?
ड्रॉपलाच पार घ्यायला गेला जिथं आरू मेला ना काल वॉच टावरला त्या वॉच टावरलाच मेला होरानीच मारला दोन्ही होरा पण नाही गेली आणि गॉडलाइक पण नाही गेली पोचिंग केला
मग कोण गेलाय पोचिंग की एमटी आहे का
पोचिंग केला आयडीए गेली 6 नंबरची आयडीए
त्यांचा ड्रॉप कुठला आहे नक्की?
हे कोचिंग केला जायला पाहिजे होते. गनफाईट तर गनफाईट, एक मॅच तरी ट्राय करायचं.
आता मला काय वाटतं की पुढच्या मॅचला तिन्ही टीम उतरतील कोचिंग.
हा तसंच वाटतं मला. कारण आता ह्यांनी रीड केला असेल की गॉडलाईक मी इकडे उतरले.
This is the bridge crossing from Vitality as well. No one there to attempt to deflect.
लेवल रोटेट करतात भाई. 1 मिनिटच लुटले सगळ्या टीम. लगेच रोटेशन केलं.
झोन कुठे आहे? या साइडला आहे का ब्रिजचा?
नाही पलीकडेच आहे. मिलिटरी नाही आहे.
This is nerves more than anything because on this type of circle
भाई ई वाले मारतायत.
you genuinely don't really need to worry about making this bridge crossing. I think it would be
आता नो फिअर खेळणार भाई ते. त्यांनी एव्हरेज पॉइंट जरी काढले ना 4-5 तरी क्वालिफाय होत आहेत ते आता.
So they're going to take it slow in the meantime. Axel's already made it halfway up the bridge and probably is going to try and get a little bit further up here. Federales holding behind, but they have nothing to worry about. They really don't. I'm genuinely putting that down to nerves here.
बस त्याला पण पकडतोय तो.
But you need speed on this type of circle. You need to get into position.
फिनिश पण नाही करत ते. त्याच्या मागे चाललेत लगेच बघ.
Yeah, you can't afford to have the paralysis by analysis of wasting too much time on that.
अरे नॉक शोधतोय तो.
In the midst of all this, we did see that opening knock that came out from Schweppes, now converted into a full elim.
अरे पब्लिक कसा निघाना करती.
Slightly too close to the territory of the arena, up by the compound.
अबे हे इंडियात व्हायला पाहिजे बे.
मॉले पब्लिक येईल.
पब्लिक भाई कचऱ्यासारखा. मी ह्याला होतोय BMIC ला होतोय.
कुठे आहे ते?
मुंबईला आहे.
अच्छा मुंबईला आहे का?
एकदा जाऊन तर बघतो एन्व्हायरमेंट कसं आहे.
YG डिफेंडिंग चॅम्पियन्स आहेत रे.
Your GS team up towards that eastern side.
GodLike चा कोण कोच आहे?
Alpha 7
GodLike चा
basics in North
आहे का कोच त्यांना?
हा काय त्याचं नाव? स्पाइकी का स्पाइक.
तो रिएक्शन वगैरे टाकतो YouTubeला तो?
तो नाही तो स्पाइकी आहे.
अच्छा
गॉडलाइक स्पाइक म्हणून आहे.
Fairly late rotates for some of our squads as well. Obviously we saw Tiamba.
आणि आपला एनालिस्ट तो नूब आहे ना.
They're still going to be coming in late.
लेट रोटेट मारता येते.
And Vitality now entering the safety of the
आता ETSH वर फाइट नको व्हायला आता बाहेर.
Ooh, okay. I mean, last game they played stadium.
अबे ले त्या साइडला आहे.
So we can say
अरे कुठे चालले? ETSH वर फाइट आहे बाबा.
But there was nothing lucky with the way they put down every other
ओपनला भेटतात.
ओपनला ते
they are getting magnetized again. But again, it depends how they want to finish this out. We have seen plenty of teams in Group A get good circles and not really be able to convert off the back of it. Now, I really do want to see another big game from the arena here. Would be fantastic to watch happen.
NS strong gun power है बे NS कडे. खाली आहे त्याला.
नाही ते बघ एका मॅच मध्ये काय आहे भारी टीम आहे पण.
To prove that they're going to be able to play some very aggressive PUBG Mobile today. That was the game.
तू NS ला फायनल मध्ये पकडच भाई.
नाही ते लय क्वालिटी टीम आहे.
आता नाही झाली तरी ते खालून येते.
Very clean last time. Again, a little bit of a gift that they'll be
happy with. TZ आणि सोयज आहे.
आपली फाइट नको व्हायला झोनच्या बाहेर लागले नाही तर.
So room there that things get a little bit panicky. The hustler crew, Yunbin even from distance. That's on Shin Red Force getting stuck in.
अरे येने उचलला किल.
I mean, they've been taken down by Nongshim as well as Irina at the same time. I think there was not a huge amount of expectations here for Hustler crew. Go into groups. So I do think that Hustler crew going down again for 2 players. Not sitting on a great average at the moment. They've only got 1 point over these 2 matches so far. Shut down there with TT Project. So I think that Nongshim Red Force want to turn that around. This is a team that
असो तिथेच ठेवतो घेतो खायला एक.
have just come off some big success here this year.
हां घरी गेला. इथेच ठेव.
Would love to go straight towards the finals. At the very least, qualify through to the
उद्या
next
निघणार आहे
stage
परत.
of the tournament.
सकाळी
वीकेंड साठी गेलता का?
But goodness me,
अरे ते
if we
आजोबांचं
took a look at
हे
the
होतं
map right now, you can
वर्षश्राद्ध.
see
अच्छा
just how jam-packed
काल
it
आलो.
is. We have one
आज
team
एक
मला
दिवस
वाटलं तू काल तो
tomorrow.
फोटो टाकला, मला वाटलं तू येतोय
Everyone
इकडं
else,
पुण्याला.
like I said, is in
अरे मी
that
पुण्याला येणार
horrible
आहे
tunnel zone
3-4
on
दिवस.
the western side. A few
बट अजून
compounds
डिसाइड
around
नाही
that
केलं
area.
कधी यायचं.
S2G currently
सिकली वगैरे
playing that
टाकून
one
जाणार
system
होतो.
underneath Everest on the
अच्छा
southwest side. That's a good
तुला
spot to be
गणपतीला परत
working
घरी
with.
जाणार
You
असशील.
can clear a lot of space
हा
from there
गणपतीला
too.
एक आठवड्याची सुट्टी टाकले.
The fact that we still have
बघू
about,
मॅनेजर
what
अप्रूव्ह
would you say,
करेलच मोस्टली
30%
आणि
war in
दुसरं
this
आमच्या टीम
squad,
मध्ये
with
कोण घेत नाही.
Everest being a big chunk of
अच्छा
it.
गणपतीची तरी नाही घेत सगळे दिवाळीलाच घेतात.
तुमच्याकडे गणपती मोठे असतात ना.
It's a nasty
हा.
circle. So these are the two back-to-back games where it is mechanically and tactically difficult.
And seeing how much of a backup plan you've got in terms of adapting with these circles, like you're saying, it's not a regular game.
This
Definitely
is
a lot more
not
problem
normally.
solving. No, it's not. But
ले खूप लेट रोटेट मारतात बाई हे.
oh no.
In the world is
आई
that?
शपथ. आता हे
अरे
काय
फिफ-
जागाच राहणार नाही. फाईट घ्या म्हणा, किल वरती सगळी मॅच आहे आता.
50-50 झोन आहे का?
हम्म.
पाण्यात लागायला पाहिजे.
Take no chances here. You cannot be greedy on a circle like this. You've got to shore up
यांना
your
जागाच
front
नाही
at the
भाई
moment.
किल
स्टे करायला.
उचलण्यावरतीच सगळे ते खूप फाईट होणार आता
Because
फास्ट
teams are going to
फास्ट.
be coming at you thick and fast in the near future. Alpha 7 sit all the way over towards the peninsula on that northwest side. Oh, this is disgusting, mate.
yeah, this is absolutely unbelievable. All of our squad still alive and kicking. Such limited space. Such little ground left to play with on the mainland. A few shots being taken out from various squad.
But
Wolves
quality
continue
net
to be
करतात रे हे
fought
लोक.
by Arena. TT getting stuck in versus Vitality as well. This is the
Predicted
fight
net
that's
पण लय
going on
quality
right
करतात.
here, right now. Neos down behind the back of the vehicle. Affecting Zerich. They
खूप
just
फाईट
gotta
होणार आहे
call
आता,
it
खूप फाईट
quits.
होणार आहे. थर्ड पार्टी मारायला लागणार आहे आपल्या टीमला.
Just going to move on this one. You got to get further in towards the circle here. Difficult push out for Yangon.
अरे ह्या टीमचा लोगो बघ ना, टीम लॉल सारखा आहे.
TT चा ना?
सिम्बॉल बघितला लॉलच आठवतो काही.
And once again, already it's the Arena that have been able to find themselves free. Elims with the picks they've secured. You got that wrap over the top of the bridge from George Paul as well that's coming in from ETSH as they're going to look to try and chase and get into a good stable position inside of the zone. Raver with a pickup. That's one back over on at 72, one GS.
एक गेम चांगली जायला पाहिजे रे गॉडलाइक ची एक.
Adrenaline shot in at
आता हे तर काय करतात काय माहिती. नेक्स्ट गेम तरी
It's got to be done. The boys got two of them. You need a lot of adrenaline to make
ह्या गेमला भाई टॉप 3 जरी काढले ना,
ह्या गेमला अवघड आहे रे. दोन खूपच हार्ड शिफ्ट आहे, खूप जास्त. त्यामध्ये 5-6 किल जरी काढले ना, एव्हरेज पॉइंट काढली मॅच तरी चालेल.
Dropping some shots down towards them. AUG in hand. Aura though. Still doing well, honestly, over towards this east
तीन टीम आहेत
side.
भाई इथं.
You see the sheepish nature of it. I'm going to replay here of the fight. Nah.
ते बघ कसला आलाय मार.
Cinematic on that one. That was the follow-up pick onto Athis. Neons was already down in the back line. Good defense there to make it very uncomfortable for TT.
काय खेळतात बे हे भाई.
ऍडमिनो पडला.
Ray from Ida with a shot onto GodLike as well.
मिनी नाही पडलाय, लॉंग रेंज आहे वाटतं.
This is a
दूसरा पण 10 HP आहे.
kind of missed from S2G. They were playing down towards the
अरे
southwest side.
यार.
Remember, this is a hell of a swing they've been able to make over towards the north side of the circle.
दोन लेन ट्रिक येतात
Next
वाटतं ते.
one coming in through now. How much water is going to be in?
अरे झोन बघ.
तो कोण आहे रे सेंटर वाला? उल्फ वाला आहे ना?
उल्फ वाला आहे.
We gotta stop. It just keeps going. Less and less land mass left as the squads have to fight and step over each other to have any sort of stable ground within this one. Vitality have had some uncomfortable fights to force into a stable location on the zone. They did shut down a good majority of Tian, but leaving them with just the SoLo.
Play zone taking out Tiamba there just feels poetic right now because it is the circle that's doing the brunt of the damage right now. We're playing all the way over towards the western fin of Georgia Paul.
अरे पावर गेला.
येलाच गेलाय भाई.
To tread water going forward. This is getting messy. It's
रोटेशन मध्येच मारतायत.
Alpha 7 set themselves up beautifully on this game. Making the necessary maneuver, hanging out all the way towards the beachhead.
nade lineup. Tiamba trying to stay
Nade
alive.
bit
of chip damage. Hoping he can clutch on to his life at this point. ETSH, after completing their long rotate, do run into Yangon once again.
मान्य गेला म्हणून काय यांचं रोटेशन हे झालं काय
काय माहित काय पण दोन हार्ड शिफ्टच होता कुठले तरी एक फाईट घ्यायचीच होती रोटेशन मध्ये नव्हतं मारायचे बॅ
Yangon left with just Smile, but that might turn into a frown if they can get the angle onto him. Cleaning up with the elims, make it uncomfortable for ETSH at least, but this goes both ways.
Good molly. Ensures he can try and get the res off upstairs, but he's got to be quick about this. Fajita with a nade, looks to post it up. Looking decent, tries to get the airburst on the balcony. I like that.
लांबून पडले रे याला
Smile dropped off the top side. He's doing good work here. A grin appearing on his mouth. Now look for one more, steps up and gets it. A 1v4
मारलाय नी
insane stuff. Now S2G holding up against GS.
Kamikaze with the move. Does he expect the backstab?
Ay, off the reload.
Closes the gap, a good reposition.
Cover betla.
Finds the angle through the window and gets that one on target. Vitality on the move up round.
Alpha, hello bye.
Rita trying to keep raising.
ओमा शिक भाई कसले काय ते बघ तुझ्यासारखे
S2G still fighting whilst Hora find that angle onto Smile. Yangon lived for a little bit longer, but it finally comes to an end.
Aura now looking out. I mean, Aura had a decent game last time around. We'll pip to the post on the chicken dinner. With a good setup on this northeast side. We've got to go further though. S2G's in the way. Again, S2G, blinder or rotate from them. Look fantastic. Don't know how
ये कुठे रे ये just 4 man alive with भाई आज
spot, but it has absolutely paid dividends now. Dopeness caught on the outside. Eagle is still alive, by the way. No clue how.
अरे हाँ वो AWM चालवतोय भाई
AWM nasty headshot brings the pain.
और आपण गेली पाहिजे बाय फायनल आपली टीम असायला तर
looking for a backstab onto the Dopeness group. Was their setup? Smokes down, trying to give themselves some soft cover to play off the back of. The end of the vehicle there. The Turney K giving the game away. Lufa with a push. Ooh, gets a bit of
काय झोन आहे भाई
Joker's low. If you can at least close the gap.
आता वुल्फ वाला बघ ना सेंटर त्याच्यात पडतोय झोन
Panic stations coming in.
तो अगोदर जरी पाणी
दोनच्या बाहेरनं खाल्ली बिटे दिली यांना
Eagle with the steal. Hello.
किल नाही भेटला ना याला किल नाही भेटला
He was causing big problems for them. Speaker will find out with
ये वाले मला वाटतंय की किल नाही गेले रिटर्न गेले एक फिनिश झाला त्यांचा
But now they have an angle on what's been causing them problems, where they've been feeling that ache.
पुश करतात का ये वाले
झोन गेला ना
अच्छा झोन गेला अल्फा 7 वर अल्फा वर टाकतील
नाही त्या रिजला टाकतील अल्फा 7 च्या लेफ्टच्या मला वाटतं कारण पाण्यातून कोणच मारणार आहे त्यांना अरे हाय रे
अरे पडला एक
पाण्याच्या ह्याला पण जाऊन बसलेत लोक कुठली टीम आहे ती
Pretty much giving themselves a lovely little lifeline.
पोरावाल्यांकडे पण चान्स आहे भाई
Top 8 and necessary might just make it through. Grab himself a loop.
ती जी रिजन आहे रिज A7 च्या मागची त्या रिज वरती जायला पाहिजे भाई पोरावाल्यांना H2H खेळतात पण
It's a similar situation, man. This is what Ida wanted to go for, with Rita just swimming, going for his wrap on his own. Razy looked to try and close the distance, going for a similar sort of play. Had a bit of a vehicle there down towards the coast to at least get some distance on it. Alpha 7, meanwhile, they've been sitting and waiting for them just on the ridge of the zone. Vitality have been farming up here as well as a sleeper team with how they've just third-partied onto a lot of the arena. Finally, their eyes light up and they want to go for the wrap straight
quality
in.
positioning
What Irina had to do, it's a miracle, by the way, that they get 3 players over towards this location, because Vitality, they were waiting for that moment, waiting for them to leave the building. Luckily, they rotate over towards the roadside, get a tiny bit of sightline cover.
अरे इने टाकलं
अरे काय करताय
अरे एवढी ओपन ला गाडी कुठे फिरवताय दोघं पण पडले भाई ये ने किल चोरले ते
sending bullets their way. Aura makes a move in the midst of all the chaos on the northern coast.
S2G down and out as they take shots from all
होराने काढला पाहिजे
sides,
चिकन.
leaving them in a
अरे ते होरावाले
brutal
पाहण्यात कुठे
position.
गेलेत?
Brittle
बॅक मध्ये बघ.
though is Alpha 7 with a peek up towards the top.
तो अगोदरचा उल्फ वाला कुठे गेलाय बे पाण्यात ना?
पाण्यात जाऊन बसलाय तो पोहतो तिकडं. टॉप टू काढणार तो डायरेक्ट.
Nades over the top flank, good chip damage, Mormon low.
अरे निघाले बघ नेड त्यातून.
Towards the coast, necessary sat there with a mini 14.
It's a wild push up from Arena. They're just looking for
नाही
anything.
पडला पडला.
होरावाले पण पाण्यात गेलेत.
So that's big, and Arena now left as one.
ये वाला ना होराने मारला.
अल्फा 7 मारती वाटतं.
Goes down, Arena
ये गेली.
They tried to scatter.
Nice.
Vitality forcing them out the way. A 12 elim game here on Erangel is pretty damn good, honestly, from where they were playing.
अरे व्हायटॅलिटी पण फॉर्म ला आले.
मागची मॅच पण भारी मारली होती त्यांनी. A7 वाली ना आले फॉर्मला पाहिजे भाई. ते लय बेकार टीम.
Improve how much they can do. Paranoia about necessary deep back on the tip of the map that's still in play. Rita still going for his lengthy rotate to give himself a chance to steal away points from the other remaining squads, and Hora keeping it calm on the coast.
Rita's got the scuba gear on right now, looking to make landfall eventually. Razy, Renade up front. Surprised Carrillo was able to sidestep that one.
ऑर्डर वाल्याला नाही दिसत आहे का?
It is scary though having Razy and Razak together here. M79 pulled out to try and
बघतच नाही येणार इकडं. इकडंच बघतोय कुठं होराला.
Shells left in that bad boy. Revo moves up though. Nade in hand, pulls out his a little bit
एक पुटतोय.
later than Vitality.
आला.
We're going to keep on that fight though.
Ulf वाला वरती.
Revo. We want to see what's going on.
दोन पडले 7 चे 3 पडले.
एकटाच राहिलाय. किल बघ ना काय असलं उचलताय.
They line them up and knock them down.
आपण पाण्यात गेला रे. आयडियाचा पर्पल कलर.
It all falls onto the SoLo. What can you do? That's a big nade to open
काय नीड आहे.
Goodbye, Razy.
अरे गन फुटतंय नेड येतोय त्याच्यावरती. दोन्हीकडनं पडतायत भाऊ. वायटॅलिटीने कॅज्युअलिटी खाल्ली पण बिनकामाची लय ओव्हर अग्रेस केले बिनकामाची.
अरे अर्धा तर रीचला लागला.
लोन वुल्फ लिविंग म्हणतात. एक नंबर
नीड आहे भाई.
रिलोड आली का यो?
रिलोड लागली.
आई शपथ रे. इझी वन विथ
होरा. होरावाला एडब्ल्यू वापरतो अजून पण.
त्याने मगाशी पण आता टाकला का त्यांनी?
आता पण एक टाकलं एडब्ल्यू.
त्यांना माहिती का नाही एकच राहिलाय. रश का करत नाहीत?
Vitality, where do they go? They can play this ridge line.
अरे रश का करत नाहीत नल्ले?
Slightly, but what do you do after that? The game.
अरे उल्फ वाला पण वेला का?
त्यांनी मारला ना. त्याला तर टाकला ना त्यांनी एडब्ल्यू.
They are ready for a spray down, but Vitality, I don't know how good.
हे यार रिसेटचा चान्स दिलाय भाई बिनकामाचा. आता थ्रो करू नाही म्हणजे झालं.
अरे यांचं वेस्ट चांगलं आहे रे. यांचं डॅमेज असेल पुरा.
अरे पंप आहेत पण यांनी किती मारलेत.
यांच्याकडे जायचं ना गाडीवरून जायचंय. एडब्ल्यू ने पाडायला पाहिजे रनिंग मध्ये.
3 मारलेत त्यांनी.
Waiting for the opportunity to leave them broke on the peak over the top of the ridge. If Vitality come into this, it's going to be on the back foot, an uphill battle.
मी तर म्हणतो एडब्ल्यू ने जर पाडला ना भाई मस्त क्लिप भेटेल.
Whilst Hora are just waiting to strike.
All quiets down now. They need an opener. The smokes are
या साइडला टाकतात.
got no choice but to try.
सगळ्या गाड्या या साइडलाच जातात. लेफ्टला टाकतात.
They put the pedal to the metal. Now looking to move over towards Hora's side, swinging out into the open. Razy wraps round. Sky also similarly layering on the backside here. Can't quite find the shots here. Sleepy.
तिथं नाहीच पण भाऊ.
Digging those bullets into the backside of the vehicle, creating those dents, but Circle moves away now. How do they approach this? It feels like an impossible game here for Vitality.
Such an open field. No cover, no chance.
एका जणावर टाकतील मला वाटतं पुन्हा
Take the fight straight to their face as they drive back behind the steering wheel and go in swift. Sleepy with a warning shot. The bucket comes by. Close
अरे काय करतोय?
Vitality looks to hold on. No fear down. More
अरे काय करतोय ते भाई? 2 राहिलेत. 1v2 आहे. AWM करते भाई.
अरे मॉलिक गेला. मला वाटलं थ्रो करतायत आता.
हा
नाईस
भाई ती AWM काढली होती ना आता मला भाई काय करतोय
हा ना. एक रॅन्डम शॉट मारून द्यायला होता त्यांनी.
फ्री फायर सारखं.
काय लिहिलंय? फ्लाय हाय त्या खाली वाली
निमशादी काहीतरी.
अरे तो हाय का काय ते कोण? अरे तो ट्रेकर नाही का तो आता हा झाला ऍक्सिडेंट मध्ये. तो हिमालय चढला होता किती वेळा 7-8 वेळा.
नाही मला माहित नाही त्याच्याबद्दल.
तो नेपाळचा होता ना. हा त्याच होतं फ्लाय हाय लिंक.
अरे भाई कमेंट मध्ये काय लिहितात वॉचमॅन वॉन. हा नेपाली आहेत ना.
इंडियनच असतील बघ कमेंट करणारे नल्ले.
हा इंडियातलेच आहेत.
Aura, Vitality in that top 3 on Rondo. Now in the top 3 again here over on Erangel. Seem to have a couple of favorites here, Jackie.
Yeah, already establishing some of our lobby leaders potentially.
खतरनाक मॅच होता त्यांच्या पण.
Statements where we'd say at the end of day 1, at the end of game 1, now going into game 2, like you say, mate, it's just becoming very crystal with a lot of the squads that are looking incredible out here. This is the final moment replay as well. You can see back how rough it was for Axel.
It's so unfortunate, well, because the Molotov went far. I think he could have stayed playing against that vehicle. He makes the right call in the moment because that Molotov's placed correctly. He can't play up front, but it's a very, very hard decision to make in the moment. But again, it did feel like Vitality could have made that work, and I wasn't joking when I said that.
It
really was. They had no cover. They had no pathway.
Oh, right.
They went for the call and nearly did it. Ridiculous. Let's get down on the stage.
बाकीच्या टीम कुठे आहेत? 8च टीम आहेत.
या साइडला आहेत.
All right, well, yes, thank you very much. Down here on the stage, I am with the arena though, and it's Joker here to talk about that first game, honestly, because that might have been the best game
मला ते
in
सेटअप
PUBG
बरोबर
Mobile
वाटला.
history. I want to get your thoughts about
तुझ्या
that game.
टीममेट्स बरं तू म्हणजे असं समोर दिसतात तुझ्या टीममेट्स.
पण ऑडियन्सला हे नाही ना प्रॉपर सेटअप हे नाही समजणार.
ऑडियन्सचा व्ह्यू आहे ना वरून. ऑडियन्स वरती बसली हाईट वरती.
จริงๆจังหวะนั้นเราไม่ได้คิดอะไรเลยครับแค่ไล่ตีในเมืองของเราให้หมดแล้วก็
काय लँग्वेज
ก็ไม่คิดว่าจะไก่คิวเยอะขนาดนั้นครับ
All right, to be honest, we didn't expect that we're gonna get that much kill, and like, so what we plan doing that time is just like keep getting into the city and like hit like one by one into the city at a time.
Okay, so very quickly here as well, after that performance, after looking fantastic already here, any words for the fans, everybody kind of watching for E-Arena out at home as well, because I'm sure a lot of people are very excited about that first performance.
หลังจากที่ทุกคนได้ดูเกมแรกแล้วนะเชื่อว่าหลายๆคนตอนนี้กำลังจับตามองทีมของเราอยู่นะฮะอยากถามว่าเรามีอะไรฝากถึงพวกเขาบ้างครับ
ก็ฝากเป็นกำลังใจให้ยายน่าเลยครับหนึ่งเดียวจากไทยครับก็จะทำให้เต็มที่ที่สุดครับ
All right, to everyone, please supporting us. We are the arena, the only one and the only hope of Thailand.
All right, well, thank you.
Thailand
PMWC history here. E-Arena looking awesome.
आणि पोचिंग उतरायला पाहिजे नेक्स्ट मॅच. फाइट द फाइट.
हे रोटेशनचाच प्रॉब्लेम आहे बे त्यांचा GodLike वाल्यांचा.
नाही भाई ती मुवमेंटम वर आहे त्यांचं सगळं. काय सांगता येत नाही. एक मॅच जर यांची गेली नाही ना चांगली अख्खी हप्ते माहिती का 12च्या 12 मॅच. हे काय Brain rot.
Arena hitting us with the only hope for Thailand. Well, that hope is looking pretty damn good. And you know who else is looking good? Hora. As they were, you too, Max. You too, honestly.
No, I mean, Hora, what an absolute banging day for Nepal, right? You start off with a second place in one of the weirdest opening games ever in an international tournament. And then, how about we do get that win here on a beach finish that we rarely see at any tournament whatsoever. And oh my goodness, I mean, for you in particular, Nipchira, you're a big fan of snipers. Sleepy, the bolt action. Oh my God, Nepal is here to play.
Oh, it's so nice to see it. So nice to see it at a global tournament. Finally, it's been years, it feels like. He's still one of the only players that uses a bolty. We need to have that more often, and maybe after this game,
audience पूरा ही करूँ
maybe it's not such a bad idea to have an absolute god at sniping on your team, because oh my, that is exactly what you want to see. Getting those long range shots, really good stuff. But Hora in general really able to circumnavigate a whole lot of traffic coming on through there, Max. You know, over on that beach side, one of the only plays they could have made, and it worked really, really well.
Max, remind me which bolt he was using?
The Orm.
The arm. All right, Lace, thank you for joining us. Glad to have you here. I want you to give me the best sound possible. Keep in mind, sniper is gonna sound amazing.
The best sound.
Every shot is like pure ASMR.
Yeah.
Carminated.
Boom. Baby.
All right, Max, you next.
Okay, on me.
On him, put it on him.
On me.
Get the camera on this, man. Boom!
Mine was better.
Nep, you're next. You're next.
Okay.
All right, get ready.
That sounded
sound. AWM, come on.
What?
Chum?
Did you sneeze? That was a sneeze.
What? Okay, for everybody that has been making videos of PMWC at EWC 26, there you go. There's the challenge. Go back to that last game, have Sleepy, and replace those sounds and see which one was the best. Make sure you guys share it on social media using the hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC 26. But talking about teams that were able to perform so good, we have to talk about Vitality Legs.
BGMS.
Sorry, BGMS is common to me.
Was absolutely incredible. They basically had bridge. They were able to hold that position so early. They were the zone 3 gatekeepers of that entire match. They had direct lines of sight on everybody that was rotating in such a difficult choke point where they had to rotate. They actually left Reason behind to scout E-Arena's movements. They basically waited. They flanked on in there, right behind them while they were in contention. And I mean, they reserved so much utility to be able to take on E-Arena and get them out of their way. And then obviously they set their sights on Alpha 7. Alpha 7 had nowhere else to go but to exit building, so they'll be able to do that. And especially this play, I mean, such a large distance to be able to go. They luckily had the vehicles, and I mean, fell a little bit short here, just having, you know, Axel could have sit back a little bit too far. But what an incredible game from them. Not the first place that they're probably hoping for, but goddamn, that's some eliminations they put on the board.
Oh, goddamn, indeed. No, but looking at Vitality, I feel like the moment that allowed them to get into a second place in the first place is actually when they decide to push up onto E-Arena, leapfrog Alpha 7 in one fell swoop, and the fight was so quick, Alpha 7 just didn't have the time to retaliate. And because of that, Vitality, what an absolute banging performance. 23 points here on the second game of today. Whew, La France is looking pretty good.
They are looking really good. I mean, Vitality, 23 points. Now, this is what I was talking about Group B. We were expecting teams to be a lot more aggressive. We're expecting teams to start sponging up those points towards the top. And so far, after 2 matches, that's exactly what's currently happening. With Alpha 7, we see them now being able to have back-to-back good performances. This is what we want to see out of PMGC champion.
It is absolutely. It's really nice to see them make a little bit of a comeback bit by bit here. I'm going to be expecting them to continue that, much like Orangutan in Group A, right? In day 1, they're just going to be continuing to grow and grow and grow that momentum, hopefully for day 2. So we will see how that goes. But for now, you know, 9 points on game 2 is a really, really decent start for them. So yeah, I am happy with them so far.
Yeah, and I mean, they have such a powerful roster as well, and Revo was definitely kicking it for them. This type of squad can coming out of match 1. They actually like held out Wolves in several scenarios. Then in this second match, they focused on placement and prioritized that. They were actually on that northern side, uncontested for a long time, obviously sitting and building and waiting for the likes of Vitality to come along. But it shows the strength in different sides that this squad can play, and especially when you come into Smash Rule, you know, you want to be able to prioritize eliminations, but get these placements as well.
Oh, look at that. Oh, perfect timing. Like we were talking about them too. A7, the greatest PUBG Mobile team in history. I think the Alpha 7 fans will end up agreeing with that one because so far, I mean, they have been one of the most consistent teams when we talk about PUBG Mobile esports history. Nongshim Red Force, though, they've not been having one of the best starts so far.
I'm very surprised by Nongshim. I thought
surprised in what kind of way? Tell us more, please.
Okay, I will. All right. Where are they? They are silent. They're not doing anything. I thought,
he's on Furia silence. What are you talking about? Sorry, that was terrible. I'm sorry.
But PMMI, massive champions by Smash Rule, all of that sort of thing, coming into here looking very, very, very good. And then we have, what, 2 0-pointers or a 2-point and a 0-pointer? I'm confused and surprised, and hopefully that will change as we go on into the next couple of games. But yeah, bit odd, I think.
I'm sad. I don't have any analysis. There's nothing really to break down except that the early rotations, they can't quite get in there. I didn't see the start of this game because we were running from the rooftop over to here, so I'll have to go back and check it out and break down what really happened to Nongshim Red Force. But it was good, but unfortunately it's a very exclusive club, you know, on the rooftop. Only us and E-Arena can go on rooftops. That's all we can do.
Tomorrow, Lays, you'll join us at the beginning of the show.
Fine, I don't want the
I'll make sure it happens, all right? I'll make sure you get that wind flowing and just while you're talking. But no surprise seeing E-Arena currently in first place with 46 points with the amazing performance that this squad had in the first round. No surprise. Team Vitality there with that second. Remember, if you for some reason missed the first 2 days of PMWC at EWC 26. The top 5 teams at the end of tomorrow will be going directly to the finals. The bottom 3 will end up going home, and everybody in between will go to survival. And yeah, I mean, TT Project, Hustler Crew as well. One team that wasn't able to perform that well here in this Erangel was GodLike. GodLike started off hot, and we were kind of joking about it. The first game that they get a chance to experience at a global event is none other than a stadium finish. But here, we're going to have to see a bit of a bounce back.
I mean, to be fair, I'm going to be so fair to them. You said, yes, their first Rondo in a global is going to be a stadium finish. Their first Erangel on a global finish is north of Zarki on a beach, or not Zarki, but the South George. Thank you, yeah. South George. On a beach? Excuse me? No, thank you. So you know what? I'm going to cut him a little bit of slack and go, when we have a normal zone, then I'll start talking about them.
Now we're going to get a weird circle.
All right. Yeah.
You did that.
I'm not cutting slack.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not going to cut any slack. I want this team to start performing and performing now. Because we saw what ended up happening yesterday. And with GodLike, the thing with GodLike is we know that they can definitely put up the numbers. We know they have the fragging power. And with the audience that they have behind them, and with what we saw OG coming out of them, I know they might be able to bounce back. And we'll see how they're going to be able to bounce back towards today. But while we're at it, before we start match 3, let's send it over to Kalaris and John Allen.
That's right. Well, you know what? Here on the stage, we could talk about Game 2. We could.
Well, Game 2, sure. Lovely. But what about Game 1, though? That was some interesting stuff coming through from E-Arena.
Yeah.
They swept the floor with everybody.
Yeah, it was impressive, really impressive. So much minutia in it as well, right? They even, not only did they not get challenged in Stadium to start things off, but sent to North to actually show up their bets against the circle if it had come down, and then moved back. So it was anything but passive. And the crazy thing about all the eliminations, none of them will recall elims. So it makes it even more insane that that Rondo could ever happen like that.
Yeah, 29 elim game is unheard of at this level. It is incredible stuff to be able to witness. And like you said, none of them are recalls. So it wasn't like they were getting stuck in a Neox or in one of those other hot drop locations. They were absolutely keen to get straight into the action. As soon as those recall towers closed off, they were like, no, we're just going to play bread and butter.
And you can see the double drop here as well to kind of look at how they're able to seal the deal. Not only that, are able to defend the zipline locations to make sure nobody else was coming up on the roofs. So it was picture perfect. And you know the crazy thing? Before I had that interview with Joker, he said, it was lucky. And I'm like, I don't think it was lucky at all. That's ridiculous. Anyway, thank you very much for this, John. It is time now to head on over to the commentator team. Once again, game number 3, well underway.
The perfect hit from John to get us back over to the commentary as we set the stage for another game here live from Paris. A lot of energy in the building.
Instagram बघत होते रे.
And we got in the
Third game.
Alpha 7 fans in the house.
ते ड्रॉप फाइट घेतली पाहिजे बे.
तेच वाटतं पंप होती
नंतर पूर्ण
फाइट जिंकली तर
नंतर
पंप होती.
नंतर पूरा कलेश होतं. थर्ड पार्टी होते वगैरे सुरुवातीलाच क्लिअर करा पाहिजे.
GodLikeचं नाव घेतलं का
That's what I wanted to hear, Paris. Give us some of that. Let's
नाही
get
रे.
loud as we get into our third game of the day. They need that energy. They need it now.
याच्यामध्ये मॅच चालू झाले बे. हे थोडं स्ट्रीम मागे पुढे दाखवतात. हा मी आता IRL करतोय ना GOD. त्याच्या IRL ला गेलो होतो तर प्लेयर उतरले होते.
15 points so far, looking fairly good. 13 eliminations, because this what this shows me is that the gun skill is there for this squad. They've only been getting 2 points off the back of placements right now, but S2G bringing some of that action to the arena at the moment. Lovely to see. Another awkward playing path down from Sosnovka, very east leaning here.
फार्मचा स्प्लिट ड्रॉप घेतात हे लोक.
Drop in, Vitality out early down towards Sosnovka. A little bit of a journey for themselves to get up towards that.
उतरले का तुझ्या ह्याच्यात?
नाही मागच्या मॅचला रे फार्मचा स्प्लिट ड्रॉप घेतला होता त्यांनी.
And for a good reason, this guy has been
आयडी जाते पोचिंकीला. आता पण नाही गेले हे लोक पोचिंकीला.
And with what we've already had today, Blank.
जातात कुठे मग?
तिथे उतरतात मागच्या जागेवर गाडीसाठी.
For these games. Are we getting another ridiculous affair again? Do you reckon this will be normality?
HC बरोबर फाइट होऊ शकते आपली.
Jinxed it, didn't she? So
पोरा पण आहे भाई तिथंच.
Again, the circle might be kind to us coming through to game 3. These players sort of need a break at this point. It's been wild so far. Some teams been able to roll the punches, others not so.
आई शपथ.
Running down towards the south side. This is your fault, Nep. So you've got to take ownership.
ते पण लेट रोटेशन केल्यावर मारणार आहे. लवकर जायला पाहिजे.
Vitality, they'll get themselves a nice start on this one.
असला हार्ड गेम का होता सगळ्या.
Eking their way up past the coast on the western side. They get to start in a good position. This could
GodLike 2 गेले.
But GodLike already taking 2 knocks here. S-Power has to hold it down.
Let's see if they can withstand the full frontal assault that's coming their way as S-Power opens it back up onto Loco. Oh, close quarters engagement with the shotgun. Good pre-fire on the he gets it done. It's not the start they wanted.
असे वेगळे का उतरतायत ला काय?
Hustler crew has been dropping on teams
एकच राहिला.
all day today.
अगोदरच बोललो होतो भाई GodLike.
They lose Loco in the process, but
ग्रुप मध्ये आपला मेसेज बघितला ना.
got their job done there. I think GodLike might need to
हां
start
भाई एक गेम वरती अजून होतं
figuring out how they want to drop this one out because they are going for this trash drop, right? They're going for split loot around.
GodLike डॉमिनेट कुठे करत होती स्क्रीम्स मध्ये. यांना पण माहिती आहे भाई स्क्रीम्स मध्ये कोण थोडे ऑफिशियल तुमचा गेम प्ले थोडे दाखवणार आहे.
It's bad now because people keep dropping.
तिथे ते असंच प्रॅक्टिसला खेळतात बे.
So tough to work with. So GodLike might need to make a
अरे ड्रॉप क्लॅशेस मध्येच मरताय. ड्रॉप घेताना असला कसला फाइट भाई. कुठले तरी एक ठरवून उतरा ना एकच जण 4 जण तिथं. आता पण 4 जण नव्हते एकत्र एक घेऊन मेले. गन फाइट मध्ये नाही मरू शकत ते लय स्ट्रॉंग आहेत.
तो पावर कसला मारतो भाई याला अपार्टमेंट
पण एक एचपी केलं त्याने दुसरा पण.
Less than 4 minutes into the game, you're down to a SoLo. Hustler crew getting away. Yeah, sure, you take some damage, but a trio could still look to weave their way through. Squeeze a few more points out of this one, the longer it develops.
The skin there as well, you can join Naruto Uzumaki himself with the new Ninetales Fury Orc skin. Looks fantastic. 2 versions of it too. Love to see it. Get angry. Feel that rage from the Ninetales in game because it looks awesome as well. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic skin. We'll see what Mania can get done here. For GodLike, it's just been an unfortunate start for them. I mean, starting off with Horror dropping on them into Hustler crew, I do feel bad for them. I really do. We'll see if they can pick things back up going in towards our 4th Erangel of the day and then to our Miramars. We've seen that anything can happen. They can still work their way back up those rankings. Down towards that south side, that S2G do move on through. I mean, S-Power did hold it down. He's only got micro Uzi to work with. It's hard. It's hard in those situations. A vest as well, level 1 helmet. The fact that he held on as long as he did was pretty insane, to be honest.
एक टाकला ना बाबा एक डब्बा टाकला त्यांनी नॉक केलेला.
Yeah, it could have been way worse.
Ooh, Axel again. Still putting on those numbers. Goodness me, he is fearsome. Again, coming into this for Vitality, there was a lot of talk around Razy and Razak, and I've seen these guys perform before. They look great, but the
Vitality top लगाती होता है मैच में. Inter लगती है उनका.
अरे chance होता है बे झगड़े.
We're making it through to finals. We're gonna do Indonesia proud.
And they're certainly living up to the hype right now with some of the plays that are being made. We've seen these awkward encounters happening down towards Nozka as well with the shots over. Everyone taking a few casualties here, and there Wolves only getting away with a duo off the back of things, and S2G falling very early here.
For S2G, they stepped a little bit too close to Vitality's home ground down towards his south side. They want to clear out more space. You got Razak as well as Razy as well as Axel currently holding down C block. They have a lot of area to work with. They are feeling unbelievably confident. Hustler crew still causing problems for people around the map.
Swing out.
तोंडावर चाला तो डायरेक्ट.
That's your single knock to play with. Looking for more as they do take the fight back over to Vinny. Nade in the hand for the close quarters. Shut down. It's good damage, but can't find a follow through with a shotgun. Not able to withstand it as they are down and out. Revenge there for their hot drop.
GS getting away with that one in school. Now they do certainly teach Hustler crew a lesson.
Hebo.
अरे चायना वाले काही करतात.
चायना वाले डेंजर आहेत भाई.
बरं त्याला घोडा नाही चढवलं बरं.
चायना वाले डेंजर आहेत.
इकडे मिलिटरी नोवाला जातात का?
पाक हे पाक इकडे
नोवाला चालले तरी ते
वरती जाणार. पूर्ण वरती. नोवाच्या पण वरती.
Was this location the map considering the plane path itself? The arena though, they took way longer. I mean, they wrapped back up towards South George. Gonna loot in this area, get as much as possible. I think they understand it's going to be a late rotate in, either on the bridge or center.
Zara Alpha 7 cameo as well.
फिक्सच वाटतात मला माहिती का. 3 तरी ॲटलीस्ट.
अल्फा 7 ला भेटणार आहे टीटी वाले बघ.
इकडून चाललेत काय बघ.
हा पण तिकडे
चालले.
नाही का त्यांचं ते नाही
ग्लाइड.
Oh, definitely.
जवळ येईल तेव्हा दिसेल.
Yeah, it does feel good. I mean,
इथेच आहेत ते पण. नाही माग आहेत अजून.
Weird for them. Like a lot of times when they make this approach, they're always expecting teams to be holding in Novo. Yangon Galacticos, on the other hand, though, they've headed over towards Observatory. They've got a split there. They're trying to hold out all teams. SayCloud down towards the south side, though, is peeking over towards Alpha 7, but the hovercraft means they can immediately get out of the water and get on the move.
YG left side line.
YG वाला है.
Left-hand side.
पडले ना.
लूटेड आहे का? नाही लूटेड.
This was the S2G fight, where they were taken out by TT Project.
Easy kill भेटतात by TT ला तो.
After their encounter versus Vitality. TT once again right here, right now, taking pot shots onto Dopeness bit by bit.
TT push करणार आता. दोनच राहिले.
TT Project, they know they've got to get some aggression under the belt right now. They are low.
Casualty नाही गेला पाहिजे त्यांनी आता बिन कामाची.
एक टीटी ने मारला. एक
राहिला आता.
हां
I think that might just be
एकच राहिला. नाही हां
lost 3 teams. Hustler crew, Dopeness, S2G down to 13, 47 players this stage of the game. It's quite carnage. Quite a lot of carnage happening on the map at the moment.
ये वाले बघ ना. लेट रोटेट करतात आता.
Oh, okay.
A little bit more standard.
Yeah, this is
और ये भाई तो टियान वाची पोझिशन बघ कुठून पुरा नोवा मारली नाही.
डायरेक्ट वरती येणार ती. इकडे ते कंपाऊंड दिसते ना टीटीच्या राईटचा खालचा. इकडे येतील डायरेक्ट मला वाटतं. त्यांचं फ्यूल असेल का पण तेवढं.
Razak might try and regroup. I think it might be a bit dangerous now holding.
कसले फिरले तो रोटेशन.
खतरनाक लेवलचं डोकं लावतात भाई.
मला वाटतं हा ईए वाले पण मारू शकतात. किती लांब आहेत ते. सगळ्यात लेट रोटेट तेच होणार आहे.
आयडिया सोडतीये.
And even as I say that, Wolves start to make their way up.
आणि किती टीम बर फाइट घेत आहेत टीटी वाले.
दोन पडले टीटी वाले.
For what it's worth, they're keeping the heat on TT with how Wolves have played this one. A good squad individually. Zerix cleaning out towards the ground floor, makes it look simple as he busts around the door, waving the full.
Third party होणार आहे यांच्यावर लगेच.
Zerix with a nade. Nice. Beautiful bounce
गेला.
on it.
आली third party.
Vitality वाले आहेत ना.
Might be able to pick up effect here, but Vitality's having none of it. They hear the shots, they hear the fighting, they take down effect. I think this is just space gained, space garnered right now for Vitality.
You might think Vitality are going to clean up on this one, mate.
वरती नेट करतात खालीच बसलाय भाऊ.
I can feel the energy rising.
हे खाली नेट केला.
अरे त्याने पण फिरवलं याने पण फिरवला.
हा ना.
5 nades. One after another, keeping them pinned in position. Razy with a wrap round the back, looking for
Utility usage बघ ना यांचा. Utilityनेच ओपनिंग करायची फक्त ते घुसतच नाही तोपर्यंत.
Zerich down.
Just an unbelievable amount of pressure being applied right now by Vitality.
अरे 1v4 मारतोय.
अरे drops out, but Vitality looks clean. Not a single player lost on the knock here. And a reset actually, because of Vitality, they've been watching out for a lot of players where they're coming from. Getting a full amount of utility, a full amount of supplies from that squad, that's really good at resupplying them going forward too. And again, more space game for them. They don't want anyone coming close to those buildings on the eastern side of that ring. This is their area to play.
Tiamba caught vision as well of Alpha 7 here. Wide play space to work with. Decent amount of cover in between the trees.
काय भाई नेड करतात हे लोक.
Just trying to wait for an overextension. Can't really hard commit and hold the angle right now if you leave yourself exposed to the crosshairs. And Alpha 7 don't want to waste too much time amongst this until they feel they've got an edge.
Revel. And a wrap down, trying to deny some of the sidelines, get over towards the airstrip. Maybe a bit further here. Circle could shift very far over towards the western side.
Building मध्ये जर गेला ना मानायला चान्स आहे भाई.
Over towards Millie Base itself. Mania.
Building मध्ये एंड झाला ना तर
southern side C block here. Trying to keep it as quiet as possible here for GodLike, trying and get towards those later placements. Nongshim. Honestly,
NS चा काहीतरी पाहिजे बे. NS टॉप 5 यायला पाहिजे.
येणार आहे येणार ते.
A massive amount.
त्यांचा GodLike सारखं झालं. एक मॅच पाहिजे त्यांना पण.
Pretty crazy, quirky circles so far. Maybe they haven't been able to excel on those.
या कुठला गन घेतला नाही.
Potentially here.
युएमबी कडे बघ ना.
शॉटगन आहे.
M16A4 आहे.
ना M4 आणि शॉटगन.
नाही M16A4 आहे भाई.
Potentially here circles.
Tap वाली.
Burst. Able to excel on those. Potentially here we can see
M16
something
आहे ती.
different.
हां.
Definitely not a very
मला पण पहिली शॉटगन वाटते पण नंतर बघितलं ना M16 वाटतं.
आपलं शॉटगन
the worst position with the hilltop control and cover to work with. They'll have the lay of the land over the Vitality split if they advance towards them. There was a later rotate as well from Hora that's still been developing in the back. That's why we haven't seen them for some time.
आता काय दरवाजातच आहे का काय?
एक टाकू शकतो हा सरप्राइज पण
over towards the western side. They are rocking up over towards that ridge. There was a 2-2 here from Vitality.
UMP आहे रे याच्याकडे.
कुठं बसलाय बघा समोरनं गेला आहे तो.
It's a little bit scary here, but immediately Vitality
गेला आता गेला.
But they have information now. That's the big thing.
घे भाऊ आणि वन दुसऱ्या टीमच्या आधी.
आता नाही होत आहे.
SoLo.
स्वतः फोडतोय का काय?
Manu was hoping to at least get that one clothesline play.
एक किल घ्यायला पाहिजे होता.
To the shotgun, but he's exposed to Smile through the window. And Yangon do shut down the final member of GodLike as another squad exits stage left.
AR वर तरी थांबायचं होतं ते.
शॉटगन काय एक पण बसली नाही बे त्याला.
नाही बसलीच नाही त्याला.
Teams have played this one out. Irina was cautious on the approach. Vitality didn't want to hold this position.
ये शॉटगन है कि काय है भाई?
Regroup down towards the eastern side. Like honestly, Vitality is playing like a finals team right now. This is really, really cool to see.
बघ ना वाइटॅलिटीचा स्पीड बघ ना. कसली इन्फो काढताय ते खतरनाक.
I think for Razak's got to be careful here though. Yes.
तो एक्सेल बघ कुठं फिरतोय भाई.
Keep gathering information. Make sure he knows exactly when Irina moves, where they move to, so they can plan out the rest of the game ahead of this. It is
टीम होल्ड केली आहे एकट्याने इकडे.
dangerous versus Tony Cage playing on the top of the building.
यांचा ब्रिज कॅम्प आहे वाटतं.
हे वाले अजून आलेच नाहीत ना झोन मध्ये. अजून जो आले रे भाई, कधी आले
वाले
ते?
पण आले. ETSH वाले गावतात बघ ब्रिज कॅम्प.
अरे ये वाले वॉटर थ्रो आले वाटतं. आई
ये वाल्यांकडे आहे झोन भाई.
Vitality's current position as well with E-Arena in close proximity, and that battle does break out.
TNBA काढणार आहे चिकन TNBA.
It seems like though for Ida, it's not gone anywhere near as cleanly as they were hoping for.
It's pretty messy both sides. I mean, Ida has the opportunity to get all the players back up again. They're outside in
TNBA ने कडक पोझिशन पकडली आताच.
So one player goes down there. Emre potentially getting him back up again, leaving them as 3. But Aura, they move up. Darkin with the P90. Let's take some shots over towards him.
नॉक टाकला दिले एक.
Aura, this is horrifying, honestly, for Ida.
ETSH ने टाकला यांचा नॉक. ब्रिज क्रॉस करताना.
Making it uncomfortable right now for them.
You think with that very delayed rotate, they went all the way around the east side over the other bridge. Haven't had too many opportunities to get elims on this game.
अरे समोरचं कंपाउंड खाली आहे होराल साठी.
Place in the overall standings after our previous 2 games, they're going to want a chance to fight, add a little bit more to that. But that wasn't the hard commitment to Ida, like you say. Get a bit of a read off and try and stay safe. Rest of our teams now focusing on forging a path ahead.
पहिल्या 3 टीमचेच जास्त पॉइंट्स आहेत रे. आली एका मॅच मध्ये 4 नंबरला जाऊ शकतो कोणी पण.
Ridge line that sits down over towards Nongshim Red Force, they could play that, but they also understood they didn't want to get too involved with Ida, considering that the main rotational path here for most teams is over the northern side, over the rolling hills, and then swinging by E-Arena and then trying to play off that ridge there.
अबे सगळ्यांना गॉडलाइक कडून होप होती भाई. मला एकट्यालाच ह्याच्याकडून होती.
होती मला हाय अजून पण मला वाटतंय ते एका गेम वरती त्यांचं राहिलंय सगळं.
Cleared from Nongshim Red Force as well as Vitality.
Alpha 7 in a pretty good position as well to possibly rearm themselves with some higher tier loot off the back of the drop. One of the times we've seen them not really taking early casualties as well, so we get the full force of Alpha 7 where they play their best PUBG Mobile. E-Arena seeing
आज टॉप 8 किंवा टॉप 10 मध्ये पाहिजेच पाहिजे गॉडलाइक.
फर्स्ट पेज वरच केलं पाहिजे तुम्ही सर. आता झालं मग.
They're going straight down towards Tianba territory.
अरे पाडा भाई.
They were just shepherded by E-Arena.
शॉटच नाही पडले याच्यावर.
The hovercraft and Ida does make their way up towards the building, but this is an uncomfortable position to be playing. Alpha 7 off the distance also trying to get involved there. In the midst of the chaos, Darko and the P90 goes extremely low, but for Tianba, they don't want to really leave these buildings too much. Everyone understanding that there are so many positions to play here. There are so many sight lines at play as well. That it's difficult to be making those rotations. I mean, Ida just felt the full force of 5 different teams all taking shots towards them.
Terrified of E-Arena, forced into Tianba, and then skewered by the backstab of Vitality.
TNBA काढू शकते भाई मॅच.
Even assessing the situation to see when they want to make a move.
ते NS ने काढायला पाहिजे.
Last few squads making their rotate in.
Yeah. I mean, this is playable though, right? That's the problem for Alpha 7 right now. This is very playable.
The planes मध्ये जाणार ते full right ने.
Ahead of them, that slight
Military base
slope that looks
planes ला.
upwards. Until they're forced to move, I don't think they're pulling off this position anytime soon. Aura opens up over towards Smile. Behind the missiles.
Angle काढतात भाई. तो वो कुठे गेलाय? वो fear काय नाव त्याचं?
Sleepy looking to do his best anti-aircraft. Over towards these guys, clip their wings.
NS ची position बघ, center चं compound आहे त्यांच्याकडे.
This time he's got the DBS in hand, no bolty in play.
नेड चांगले पडतात बे यांचे.
Nade after nade to keep the pressure on downhill. A bit of extra distance on that one. Nongshim Red Force still sitting pretty inside of the defensive area they set up for themselves, whilst Alpha 7 go from playing passive to pouncing on a team. 72 1GS taking casualties. Tianba also find an opportunity to get involved, and Alpha 7 collapse onto it now. Blank clean up through action.
That's really good. They spotted an opportunity, opened up over towards GS, and were able to find a fair few elimination off the back of it. Yangon Galacticos also
A7 वाल्यांना सपोर्ट बघ ना.
between their legs after that initial engagement earlier on. Not the spot they want to be in, and suddenly they find themselves with neighbors here in Alpha 7. 2 champions up against one another now.
But the issue is, Blank, heavy are the heads that wear the crown. And it's Yangon Galacticus that need to stand their ground and defend versus a reinvigorated Alpha 7 with a point to prove.
It's a real big opportunity there for Revo. 6 nades though, and a rough idea of where they're playing. That might just be enough.
Good arc on the first two. Initial chip damage to aid them in the fight, but no overcommitment. Seeing more of that dynamic tempo they were talking about in some of the early interviews this event, saying they know when to be aggressive now, but they know when to rein it in and try and reset.
Yeah. Again, I think that was the big thing for Alpha 7 though. I think they got so in their heads that there was not a single team that could fight them clearly, that potentially that's their downfall. But again, this team has incredible
Aura center hai ka?
But they just need to realize when
Aura
to
NS center hai,
when
NS.
to accelerate, when to pull it back.
NSS काढा पाहिजे.
I think they looked a lot better today. Honestly, it's looked a lot cleaner. It's a lot more like the Alpha 7 of the past, consistently getting towards those late games. But they're realizing there's some big dogs in this lobby.
More respect, but it goes both ways. They do assess the situation as well, getting a bit of info up top side towards the arena with the split they've gone for. Can't force the issue too heartedly. If they leave themselves exposed, it could be punishing, but that might be an opportunity presented off the shot up from Hora. Filthy angle on that, Blank.
That's a long distance shot as well. Certainly put Tony K down. Helmet's got to be suffering off the back of that. Rough for Tony K as well, as he's usually the front man for the squad here. Joker's wrapping back. Something get done. Alpha 7 also has taken a knock at the process. It's
NS,
a bad
what is
time to
that?
be taking knocks. Circle goes central. Nongshim Red Force. Real chance right now for South Korea. Aura down towards the southeast. Tiamba's got to move out from the buildings. It's very clear where they've been playing for such a long time.
अरे हाँ ये तो कुठं आला होता बघ.
I don't know how far in this
अरे
is.
खतरनाक पोझिशनिंग घेत
Back of
आहे
it if you still got vehicles to work with.
पोझिशनिंग लय खतरनाक ठेवतात.
Well, you touch on there. Could this be a game where Nongshim Red Force finally
TT वाले
come alive?
मला
They had a
ना
pretty
TT
safe
नहीं
pathway
TN
for
वाले जो
the
चढ़ना
zones
है.
we've seen so far here on game 3.
हे का होरावर टाकतात काय?
हे होरावर टाकतात TN पण होरावर.
दोघंच आहे तिथं TN बचे.
एक नंबर.
अरे तुमचेच प्लेयर आहेत भावान.
Quick flicks coming out from A7. A single knockback onto him and they're starting to take a bit of damage. Nongshim Red Force taking pot shots down. And although they've cleaned out the ditch, they've got a lot more to worry about.
This is just the difference between EWC and when we come to any other tournaments around the world. PMGC.
मला वाटतं हे अल्फा 7 वाले निघाले ते होरावर टाकायला. त्यांनी गाडी लेफ्ट मारली आणि TN वर टाकलं.
पण ते दोन मध्ये नाही ते दोघं जण TN बचे पण दोन मध्ये नव्हते.
हां मग तेच ना त्यांना वाटलं तिकडे दोन स्पीड आहे पण तिकडे वेगळी टीम होती. ते होरावर निघणार होते.
They just could not find a good time to make their way in.
ये वाले गेले ते चांगलं झालं. एकटा बाकी आहे.
Still living on with a 4-man squad.
Hora NS.
Hillside position in play currently for them that they will have to abandon eventually. Hora on the wrap further down.
वाय जेवायला टाकणार कुठं आता?
Duo Avida was
NS वर टाकायला लागेल त्यांना. गाडी घ्यायला लागेल डायरेक्ट.
central angle that was taken from Alpha 7, arcing nades in towards the Tianba compound.
त्यांना पण पुढे सरकायचंय A7 वाला. दोन नाही.
या दोन्ही टीम बाहेर आहेत.
Suffering so much earlier on versus Alpha 7 still alive here, but playing a building that everyone knows is occupied. Darken and Tiamba live in the same nightmare. Right now, Alpha 7 need to make a move. Watchtower is open. Potential of moving over towards that. Vitality takes some heavy hits.
अरे Watchtower रिकामी आहे का?
Continuing to put on the pressure.
अल्फा 7 ला Watchtower भेटू शकतो.
एवढे पुढे जाऊन
suffering to the same thing that E-Arena did. They were looking for any kind of entry point, but every
Vitality मारते चिकन.
just feels like a
Vitality NS वाटते मला तर. NS कडे सेंटर आहे भाऊ.
Alpha 7 biding their time, know that they can strike now with a peek out. Revo single-handedly has been the explosive force on Alpha 7. 5 elims tied to just this one beastly player. He's on his last legs for now. They need to play medic to get him back up. But non-Shin Red Force have had sightlines to make them feel uncomfortable.
त्यांच्याकडे युटिलिटीज पण नाही राहिले 7 कडे आता फाइट बरोबर फाइट घ्यायला लागणार आहे
hard approach them. I think they've played phenomenally this match so far.
वॉच टॉवर पर्यंत जाऊ शकतात काय
It's never been easy, but they are running out.
अंतर लांब आहे रे यांच्याकडे गाडी असली तर
ते ओव्हरऑल पार्टनर
एकाच दुसरा पोहोचला बाकी सगळे पडतील
Alpha 7 get done in this game. I think this is where they really will need to
अरे या दोघांवरच आहे तू
ह्यांची फाइट होईल लास्ट मला वाटतं
वेटरटी वर्सेस एनएस पण नाही होरावाले टाकतील ह्याच्यावर मला वाटतं होरावाले आहेत ना मेटॅलिटीवर टाकतील तिथं 3 हाऊसेस आहेत ना
फाईटला नाही पूर्ण देऊ शकत ना भाई त्यातून टाकला त्यांनी रोमिओनी कोण आहे तो एक ओपनिंग पाहिजे फक्त हे होरावर टाकणार आहेत मला वाटतं डायरेक्ट
गाड्या पण
सगळे ह्यांनाच बघतायत रे सगळे त्यांनाच बघतायत
अरे काय पाडला नाही
दोन्ही किल घेतले दोन्ही घेतले भाई
Just as non-Shin turn their attention over onto Yangon and Alpha 7 were given a chance to take. Aura is still holding.
मारते वायटॅलिटी मारते होरा मारते
अच्छा ड्रायव्हर पडला त्यांचा म्हणून तर गाडी पुढे गेली नाही
The jiggle there comes on through, looks really good in that moment. I mean, Aura didn't give them a chance to move on that one. Joker still up. E-Arena managed to make themselves into a top 5 despite everything. Yangon Galacticos massively suffering to the sightlines of Axel, who has their number. But Yangon, I feel like their time is up now.
वॉच टॉवर पण आहे ना अरे यांनी टाकलं का काय
And that could be a statement that you could attribute to every other squad in the lobby.
चढून मारते
Vitality is starting to play.
ते पण दोन्ही मारले गो
अरे ये वाला बघ भाई
ground up to this point. A full 4 squad. The only other that's comparable is non-Shin Red Force. Almost got the
I
actually felt it in that moment.
अरे जोन आलाय भाई
just ruined the chances of Aura.
ए भाई जा कुठे रिवाइव करतोय
भाई किल नाही द्यायचं रे त्याला
हा पडतोय की पुढे जाऊन दोघं पण पडतायत
दोघं पडणारच होते त्यांनी किल नाही दिला पण बघितलं का
An economic play, thinking about the future of what's yet to come for Hora.
यांची फाइट बघायला मजा
त्याला किल भेटला पण तो मेलता ना
We're talking about the present that is
हे
this
असं
game, the
झालंय
gift we've been given with Vitality playing
त्यांची
flawlessly.
पोझिशनिंग बघ
वाव मोड चालू आहे
Down to our final 2
अरे वायटलेटची पोझिशन बघितली का चौघ रूफ वरती आहेत
Side by side.
दोन वरती सगळे आता
Vehicles still in play here for Vitality. For non-Shin Red Force, they moved up early.
Zone
They've got
वरती
one vehicle that I can see in play.
त्याचा विषय
But Vitality
झोन सेंटर मला
these cars
मध्येच
still open
कटतोय
available is a really big deal for them. Which is maybe why actually earlier on Razak was making such a big deal of
अरे यांच्याकडे गाड्या तरी आहेत रे थोडा पुढे येऊन कव्हर करायला त्यांच्याकडे गाड्याच
नाहीत little plays like this.
एनएसएलकडे युटिलिटी तर आहेत का नाही काय माहिती किती वेळ झालं ते सुरुवातीपासून त्याच कंपाऊंडला बसते त्यांच्या गन पण बघ कसले आहेत एमओ वगैरे कमी वाटतं त्यांच्याकडे
love you guys
in the scene, giving us the cinematics of the story on this one. And I think you're spot on with how they played it, mate. That's the devil in the details. That's really raised our opinion of Vitality just in the space of the previous 2 games, with the fact that strategically it's been on the money time and time again.
त्यांनी हात लावला आणि प्ले झोनला किल दिला दोघांचा हा तेच ना
and each of them makes a
दोन रोडवर गेला पाहिजे म्हणते ते
more about information game and everything.
उदे राडा
मध्ये sight denied by the windows inside.
अरे एंड दोन आहे दोघांना पुढे येते रोडवर येते दोघांना पण
अबे त्यांनी स्मोक तरी केलं पाहिजे यांच्याकडे स्मोक आहेत का नाही माहित
वायटलेटीला पहिलं निघायला लागणार
had to make the crossing without
गाड्या सेट तरी करतील ना मध्ये येऊन.
everything is folding into this.
त्यांच्याकडे गाड्या खूप आहेत ते त्यांच्या NS वाल्यांकडे गाड्याच नाही.
वरती आहे काय? हा रूफ वरती आहे भाऊ.
तो कसं चालला भाई?
तो कसा गेला काय माहिती गाडी लावून गेला वाटतं.
Edging further closer into a better angle to
पुश
play
करतात
off
काय?
if they want to
नाही
cross.
ना रोड वरती थांबतील मला वाटतं गाड्या वगैरे.
त्यांच्याकडे हे आहे युटिलिटी दोघांकडे आहे.
रूफ वरती करतोय आपण भाऊ. आई शप्पथ फुटला होता.
One insane nade. Axel's moving up though. He's getting towards the back line.
अरे पूरा टाकला भाई.
Raze is going to take a little bit of damage from that. Raze
एक तो पूरा
very much hurting now in the back
एक नाही पूरा टाकला.
Raze is going to send a Molotov over
एक
the
नॉक आहे ना
top
यांचा.
side. Axel
Okay.
hurting.
एक्सेल भाऊ. एक्सेल भाऊ टॉप प्लेयर आहे आता.
On the Elim so far. There's the spam in from the Blizzard as we see another player
NS.
fall. Non-Shin, Red Force seeing red as they're bringing the heat straight to
एकटाच राहिला
Vitality.
ना.
Only a single player remains. He might have the heavy artillery, but he can't do it.
व्हाईट लेडीला पहिलं मूव करायचं होतं रे.
With a strategic, comfortable game. Take game 3 and get that chicken dinner.
Just hold strong inside the building, they say. Au revoir to Vitality.
त्यांना होल्ड केलं त्यांनी कंपाऊंड.
C'est la vie.
But honestly, for Nongshin Red Force, I'm
यांच्या भारी आहे भाई. प्लेयर स्विच करून पण सिनर्जी लगेच बसते.
हा ना.
But it was stalwart in their defense.
हे आपल्याकडे ट्रायआउट घेतात.
was the big deal. Half expect them just to
त्यांचे पण होत असेल ऑब्वियसली.
Axel's approach and just move to the side. But Nongshin Red Force, they've been storing those nades up until that moment.
That's the crazy thing, right? They were
त्या अल्फा वाल्यांचं बेकार झालं
they
बे.
sit comfortably.
सगळे टार्गेट
And they
करतात.
get it done. They get a chicken dinner. But you can see, Blank, it's not just what they've done for themselves. It's the reverberations they're sending
नाही भारी टीम आहे रे. राहणारच नव्हती खाली
this
अशी पण.
in this group. Alpha 7 trapped
पुढची
in such a
बात आहे
terrific
भाई.
position. A squad that
ते
looked like they
खेळतील.
were really
हा ना.
starting to build up energy in that lobby. In
GodLike
that
ची
game,
चांगली जायला पाहिजे.
held back by Non-Shin Red Force, could not get out of their angle, forced to fight horror, and it all falls.
But honestly, again, when we were watching that game, Alpha 7 probably had the roughest task ahead of them. But they persevered, and that really speaks volumes for Alpha 7 in my opinion. I think those boys really gave it all in their game. For Vitality, Nongshin Red Force, they had the best compounds since minute, let's say 10, right? But I think for Alpha 7, they had to work for those points. They had to work for their money there. And it's nice to see the synergy look good. And that's what Rebel was talking about, that they feel better going to these games. So I think this is a difference maker today. Again, we got the Alpha 7 squad. We're looking to destroy everyone in the lobby, potentially. We're not sure just yet. But yeah, Vitality, E-Arena, Aura, they are stepping up at the moment.
It's incredibly competitive out there. And I think that's the beautiful thing about it from what we've seen from Group B
त्यांच्याकडे
today.
दोन होता शेवटपर्यंत.
Everyone is
त्यांनी होल्ड कडच केला पण ते कंपाऊंड
close. They're giving
शेवटपर्यंत. काय झालं?
it their best. I think you're spot on, man. I entirely agree. It's what they said in the interview.
Exactly.
Blank.
It's not just false confidence. I mean, it's nice to hear from Rebo when he just says, look, the synergy's better, we're prepared this time, and you can see it in game. But are you prepared to go up against an E-Arena? Are you prepared to go up against a Vitality, a revitalized Nongshin Red Force? I don't know, but we'll find out later today.
And Lace here at the merch stand at EWC 2026. Now, I've heard, Max, you're a little bit of a card fan.
Look, I've been playing and collecting card games for over a decade now, and I've never been on a card myself. But that changes today, right here at this booth.
Well, yes, here at EWC, you can actually choose what you want to go on your card. Fantasy, fighting, shooter, cyberpunk, horror. Max, I'm going to have to go shooter. What about yourself?
Look, I love shooters, but fantasy is just so sick, so I'm going to go fantasy. But now the next one is you're picking your class. Usually in every game I play, I'm a healer, so I'm going to go with the healer class.
And guess what? I'm a DPS gal. I'm right up in that action, so I'm going to hit DPS. Fire, ice, lightning, shadow, glitch. So now we can put a bit of an aura around our card. Glitch.
I'm a glitch. I don't know how to take that, but thank you.
First page वरती finish केलं तरच qualify होतील मला वाटतं.
Technology involved, so I'm going to go with the glitch side of it. And next one is going to be alien, elf, orc, demon, and undead. And I don't want to pick for you, Lace, but I feel like Elf would fit you perfectly on your card.
Absolutely. I'm going to pick Elf. It's like you just knew me, Max, and I'm so excited for this card. Now we're going to open the camera here and take our photo.
I'm going to use my mic as a staff. I think that's a good way to do it. Oh, yeah, dynamic pose. Oh, I like that. And confirm. Avatar. Let's see how it comes out.
I had to get the pose down, Max. There we go. Now, of course, you guys here can come to the merch stand at EWC in and amongst your games. Make your own card. You can actually get it sent to your email address for free. But Max and I think we're going to get ours printed.
Yeah, we're going to redeem it right here at the booth and see how it looks in real life.
All right, Max and I haven't seen our cards yet, but you guys at home, are you ready to have a look, Max?
Oh, yeah, let's go. I'm excited.
3, 2, 1.
Whoa. It really encapsulated my jawline. That's crazy.
Yes, and I like that when you do the motion, it actually captures that.
Yeah, you know what? If you want your own trading card now with you on the card, make sure to come and get it right here at EWC 2026.
Boy, oh boy, if we had any questions about Nongshim Red's Force, they were just answered as they were able to stop Vitality in that last game.
Finally, Nongshim return. Let's go. I was watching and I was going, okay, they're playing for survival. They are trying to get into that top 5, just try and do something here. However, I knew, we've been talking about this actually before the game, right, where it's like, this team does not have any pressure on them whatsoever. They are not a team that falters under that pressure. So for me, seeing that, I was like, okay, let's see what they got. Let's see what they got. And actually, you know, coming in, they had a fantastic defense. Vitality, yes, they did push one by one a little bit, but I think for Nongshim, they were able to come in having sat all game in one compound and actually go, we're under pressure. Let's still play very well, still go as a group, push as a duo, make sure we're safe, and that's what won them the game.
And I mean, I got to talk about Vitality again. I'm sorry that I'm harping on about them, but they were able to have a 11.3 average elimination rate to catch E-Arena. This is insanity after, obviously, the cracking game from E-Arena right at the start. But they created themselves such powerful positions in this zone. They had such an incredibly close gap in points that they were like, you know what? We need to make this rotation. We need to play it here. Obviously, right at the end here, I liked the way that Axel sort of made that push with the vehicle. Unfortunately, that communication wasn't really passed on to the rest of the team. They should have followed through after popping the smokes, but obviously 3 of them held back. It would have been a different game for them. But from the start, I mean, the recon that they had on every single building push that they were able to do, especially against, I think it was TT, they are playing absolutely insane, not only for,
Hey guys. Hello. I decided to join you guys for a little bit of a CC update because I've got some interesting stuff to talk about, okay? We've got a lot going on at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet. We already had a 3rd, 4th place decider match happen, and Geek Esports was able to claim 3rd place, making Rock Esports be that 4th place squad. Once that was done, we now have a grand finals match occurring. We will have another EWC champion in just a couple hours. That's between AGAL and KSG. It's going to be massive, and of course, I'll keep you guys all updated at home for how that ends up playing out. But I mean, now that I'm here, let's get back into the discussion. These matches are great, Max. I kind of want to ask, Lace, do you have any thoughts about
Vitality? Vitality.
Get out of here. Go find some more updates for the club championship. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about, I don't even know what. Max, after these 3 matches, what has surprised you so far?
That was it's a normal-ish game. Actually, it was kind of weird still. The circle was very far to the western side. There was a lot of water on phase 1 zone. But overall, the execution was fun, but it was very gifted. We know, looking at this game, Vitality, Nongshan Red Force, not contested. There are 2 buildings in the circle until the very bitter end, literally until circle 8/9, and they went to make it work out. But pretty an easy win, right? And we're going to have a replay very soon to check out how Vitality decided to commit to the push. But here we go, quick look at the overall rankings, and oh my goodness, the point gap that we have created between
51, 41.
position is mental. 41
Fourth position पर्यंत भाई easy.
I saw that in the beginning, at the end of game 3, right, or game 2 rather. I mean, I was looking at 35 to 16 points, and it keeps going. 41 to 25 is insane. 25, 20, 16, 15, 12. That's sort of more normal for a game 3. 51 is not, and I don't know how we've got here. E-Arena, Vitality, even Hora doing fantastic in what have been back-to-back insanely difficult zones.
We do have to say though, for E-Arena, they have slowed down, Lays. They ended up getting 39 points in that first game, but after that, yeah, you've been able to get some points here and there. Obviously, just for everybody, I'm not expecting for you to get 30 points again, but if it does happen, that'll be amazing. But the squad just hasn't been able to pull off the gap that I thought was going to happen.
See, this is what I see across several games, is that your game number 1 can be the crux of the whole entire thing. You can clearly take everyone's weakness, go in strong, but of course, second, third game, people are going to start reading your plays, understand where that you are going to push and how you're going to make this through, and that's what's happening to E-Arena now. They had such a strong start, but everyone's reading them like a book.
Everybody is reading them like a book. When we saw the overall there, at the bottom 3, we did ended up seeing GodLike. And with GodLike, we saw this past match that they ended up getting into a hot drop. For this squad, you know what, before we even talk about GodLike, let's talk about this, because I know you wanted to talk about this, Max.
I really wanted to have a bird's eye view of this push on Vitality that really can see the center of the circle, forcing Vitality out of their compound before Nongshan Red Force. So Vitality don't have the advantage anymore. They have to be on the offensive. Massive smoke road. I'm not going to lie, looking at some of these smokes, not great synergy and communication. It kind of all spread all over the place, not denying lines of sight properly onto Nongshan Red Force, but you can see the moment the 2 teams do get in grenade range, it's just a mini red zone here in this final zone, sending it forward. But this, I would say, is the biggest mistake from Vitality, and the main reason why they didn't end up getting this chicken dinner. They're sending it 1 by 1. One player sends it, then an extra player sends it, but 2 players are still on the back end of that fight. This is the moment to send everything onto Nongshan Red Force to hopefully make it work out. But here, 1 player on the left side of the wall, he gets overwhelmed. That's the end for Axel. Another player inside the building gets 1v3 at that moment pretty much. No way, Jose, is that working out. The 2 other players still on the roadside. Unfortunately for them, that was a massive misplay, sending it all together. Maybe that could have been a Vitality win, but Nongshan Red Force, they see that mistake and instantly shut it down.
And it was going to be a hard push for Vitality. The fact that they were even able to try to make that push was perfect to see. Now, going back to GodLike, one thing that I was talking about with OG is that I wanted to see aggressiveness. Here with GodLike, I don't want to see unnecessary aggressiveness out of this squad, and I'm talking about those hot drops. You don't need to do those hot drops. Right now, you started off hot in Rondo, but they have slowed down in a way that they're just having to do silly things. You don't want to be hot dropping. You want to be securing those points.
Look, before this game, I said, I'm going to cut them some slack. We need a more normal game from them before I really judge them too harshly, right? Because bad zones are they're just horrific. And we had a normal zone-ish. Wait, no, we didn't have a normal zone, but we didn't even get to the non-normal zone because they were normal-ish because they were too busy hot dropping. Why are we doing this?
I'm going to jump in again on your solo camera shot.
Yes.
Miramar's coming up. La Coberia. So if it's happening on a wrangle, they're hot dropping the entire day, basically.
That's so true. You're so right, actually, and I'm not here for it. Stop
drop
hot dropping. Play normally. We believe in you. Just stop it.
I believe in them too. You know what?
घेतला तर एकत्र तरी घेतला पाहिजे. हल्ले एक करून उतरतायत.
How do we feel about hot drops?
I freaking love it. I think it's fantastic. I think this is the 6 games you've got to make and do these plays, but you've got another 6 tomorrow to sort of calculate and figure it out. Hot drop. Go crazy.
What if it's a hot drop with Vitality?
Vitality gonna get you. I don't know. Maybe don't do that.
Definitely.
Read the game, VOD review, guys. Don't drop where Vitality's dropping right now. They're playing great.
Just please, honestly, GodLike, stop hot dropping. You're a team that has the potential to make it to the finals, just like OG was able to do as well. So please make sure you keep doing that. And as we're at the halfway point here of PMWC at EWC 26 Group B, I'll we send it over to Barney and Luti. What are they up to right now?
Luti. Yeah, Barney, tell me. I've asked you to come down to the stage because I was talking to a few people and they told me that you have found out the formula, the secret to win at PMWC. Is that right?
Yeah, I spoke with so many specialists, so you have to listen to me carefully, okay? Because the secret, Barney, is like you have to... And the chicken, you take the chicken at this point. And this is how you can be
टॉप 13 आल्यावर चान्स आहे का? हा एक राउंड होणार आहे. 1 ते 5 मध्ये डायरेक्ट फायनल्स मध्ये 6 ते 13 त्यांचा अजून एक खेळ होणार.
That right there, that's the secret. And so, casters, over to you.
Hope they listen well.
लास्टच्या 3 मध्ये राहील ते एलिमिनेट होणार डायरेक्ट.
France, man, I thought Group A was crazy, but Group B is not messing around. I'm Hot Jukes here with John Allen. Bro, are you kidding me? What's going on today?
I mean, E-Arena, what a start to the day, and then Vitality just hitting those games every single time, always ending up in that late game and having a blast with it. Now they're neck at the top, and they're pushing past those boundaries, Jukes.
Man, those boundaries are long gone. We saw, in my opinion, the best start in a tournament in PUBG Mobile esports history here. And we got some teams actually competing with them still. It is unreal. The zones have been going all over the place. This first half has been nuts, and I'm expecting even more craziness as we get into the final 3 matches.
There is so much still left to go, if you can even imagine it, right? That is so crazy that we've had such a bombastic start, but we've still got plenty more matches left. This is the last Erangel today, so we're going to be heading to Miramar later as well. The desert awaits, but we have to get through the last of the grassy pastures first in order to get there. We haven't earned that right just yet, neither have our players, but they are getting locked and loaded and lobbied up as we head on into the match. It is time once more to see if Vitality can reach that late game.
Let's see if they're going to be able to do it. This is the final Erangel, like you mentioned. This is that place to put up some serious points. We finally saw Nongshim Red Force get their chicken dinner. They were at the down on the bottom of the leaderboards going into that match, but now they've got to be feeling pretty good. Which is going to be the next team to get it? We're about to find out. Let's get into it. The last Erangel here of day number 1 of Group B.
Let's get stuck right in from the military island up towards Saverni on this plane bus. We're going to see a fairly fair distribution of drops available for everybody. No real big dramas here. Taking a look at those tables as well. Nongshim Red Force jumping up with that chicken dinner all the way to 5th place on 20 points.
Normal plane paate. Normal drop gya. Normal fight gya.
Mean a jot if you can keep it going. So for Hustler Crew, let's pick up the pace, you know? A UK team in the finals? Absolutely, I'd love that.
Let's get it going. I mean, hey, we saw Nongshim before that last game. They had, what, 6
ह्याच
points?
match मध्ये जर chicken मारला ना तर top 4 येऊ शकतो आपण.
In just one single game. So when it comes to Hustler Crew, they could definitely get it going here. You can see the top players there on that bottom left side with Axel with 14 eliminations.
Yeah, doing bits for the rosters right now. Vitality E-Arena are going to be slathered all over these top player cards. I'm guaranteeing it for you now with what they were able to do. They are looking very, very good. E-Arena, a little bit less legs into those later games, I think it's safe to say, but
they still have done so much. And Aura keeping pace. I mean, in any other sort of day, that 41-point record for Aura would be pretty immense, right? After the first couple of matches.
यार ये zone चा काय विषय भाई.
Let's do it to them again, you know. Let's send the circle down south and see what they got. Because yeah, we didn't get enough military.
What is going on today? These circles have been absolutely insane. And you're right, we're back down south once again. You got Vitality down there. I mean, it's wild to think that we saw a 39-point game in one match, and we actually have a team tied with them. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, since then, what is that? 12 points they've earned in the next two games, which is still pretty good, right? That's pretty good. That's like a middle table performance right now. 8th and 9th, both on 12 points apiece. So yeah, they've still done pretty well. But Vitality's consistency for me is really interesting. And given this circle, Vitality are in such a good spot. If it does go south, because they do need to keep themselves nice and cool, calm, collected, and look good.
Yeah, well, you guys got to make sure you pick up that Naruto skin. That Uzumaki event is going on, guys. Make sure you pick up all that good stuff in-game immediately. I'll tell you what, I make sure that I got mine, and I know that Maxman has got his. But which team's going to get this chicken dinner? We can see the Wolves. They ain't messing around. They said, let's get down south quick.
Absolutely. First over the bridge. Well, second maybe over the bridge, I think it's safe to say. You do have some players. Oh,
are you kidding me?
No. They're just going to abandon it. Not even going to try and flip it. I mean, I guess if you don't have any nades or anything like that, that's actually really nasty for the Wolves. That's going to slow them down. The good news is that they are across. The bad news is we saw them do that.
Yeah.
So, you know,
out of all the things,
that's the most negative aura that I think I've ever seen of any team is from the NA team, of course.
Out of all the things that could have got put on stream, has to be that one.
Who was driving? I didn't catch.
You know what? It was nobody that was driving.
Oh, right? They get caught by Vitality.
No!
Oh, if only I
had a vehicle. Military base low they look.
Here, folks, at this level, one single. With a
pan marla tini.
He got a pan knock. I think that was a thrown pan knock coming on through. Okay, they're not out of the fight just yet, but they are starting to bleed. The Wolves will struggle here, and I imagine that Razy's going to get back up.
Yeah, now you got Necessary all by his lonesome. Razak trying to pull off some plays there. Oh my gosh, switching in that buggy. Necessary is done. And the Wolves are getting destroyed. One tiny mistake. Domino effect into a straight disaster.
Imagine being an NA team right now, man. Oh, that would suck so much. Wow.
Look at his face.
Hey, he's got, look at his vehicle. They found another. Oh, okay. I think. Wait, no. I'm wondering if Vitality found the flip turn vehicle, the beetled vehicle, and if they've pitched it back, that would be brilliant.
This is what I mean, and the good thing is that Vitality is that this is their drop spot. They're already so high on the leaderboards, they can do whatever they want. They could chase this all the way if they feel like it. Let's take a look at the replay. Okay. Oh, what's this? No way.
Oh, Bgmi marla next level.
Bad shot to the face. Are you kidding me? That was insane. If his team would have survived, I mean, still, that's going on the highlight reel for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that's that. Okay, they get some aura points back for that.
Yeah,
so we can forgive the flip vehicle. You know, if you're getting a ranged pan headshot,
that was cool.
You're breaking brains and scrambling like eggs. You know, that's fair enough. You're gonna bring the pan to play like that. You can have that one back.
That officially is even. Aura balanced. Let's take a look here at Vitality, though. They're looking to put in some more work. Oh, look at that, though. We're going to see Lupa get a nice knock onto Razak.
The rest of his team not so lucky either. Will be taking 2 knocks their way. Looks like Razak will be resable here. They have got the backup axles. And they do need to send in Ooh, is having the hovercraft rolling up to the fight, Juice.
Yeah, and you can see Axel getting those thirsts really quickly here. Kenji, that hovercraft is getting beat up. Still surviving for the time being, but now it's on fire. Kenji has to back up. He's got the UMP in hand. It has to make a crazy play, but that nade hurt way too much. It's all up to Matika.
3 players for Vitality. They should be able to hold this one down. The question is, how much time is this going to take, right? Because all the while, teams are starting to migrate south. They're moving in towards those bridge locations. Vitality losing time in terms of their ability to set up across these hills and may lose the ability to stop players getting across. Noxian Red Force have taken advantage of this. They are now on the north side of that military base. And in comes Ida as well across the bridge.
You're correct. One thing about Vitality, though, is they do have the ability to get straight to the finals in like 4 matches. That is one thing that is definitely happening, though, with how crazy they're playing here. I don't even know if this is PMWC or if this is a classic at this point, because Vitality are just running over everybody. Batika's trying to make something happen.
Ek number 4. Third party guy.
With the AK.
Ida chiming in with a third party. This is the bridge crossing team. They move forward to Vitality, starting to drop now. There's a flush sent their way. A second
Finish मारतोय भाऊ पहिले.
to 1. All of a sudden, this bridge crossing is going to come back. It's going to punish them. And Axel still down. Only Razy remains.
He's going to go for the res here, and it looks like he might be able to get it. But yeah, they took a long time on this fight. And the longer they waited, those third parties are coming in. Now you got Ida in the mix. So this is bad news for both of these teams. Dopeness is in big trouble. Vitality, I mean, they got 6 eliminations, and the fact that they're so high on the leaderboards, I mean, that's still not a bad game, but you're right. If they would have just made a few different plays, we could have seen a crazy, crazy match from them again.
They had a big opportunity here to
take control of the hills. They decided to go to a fight with
Dopeness. I think that it lasted a lot longer than they expected, which is why we're seeing this sort of thing unfold. They got stuck in, and they couldn't figure out a way out. It is unfortunate for Vitality, but going for the fight in the first place, maybe not a terrible idea. As you said there, though, Jukes, it's the sticking around that has really come back to bite them, because the bridge is just so open.
Yeah.
When you win it.
Aura having one heck of a tournament. No fear. Gonna have to make a play here. Gets enemy no. Oh, tries to hit that shot, but GodLike shuts down Aura, and they are out of this one.
Up on the northeast side, there is time to res here. It's stage 1 on the blue zone, about to hit stage 2. And this res will come through. They'll be able to get on the road. They can out-heal it. That's a really annoying circle for a lot of teams. It pushes you up to the north coast. And I mean, it technically still has the ability to go back to the mainland.
This is so difficult. Yeah, I mean, you guys can see it there in the top right. This circle, just so much water in between them. And that zone could still go north. But Axel trying to put some more eliminations for his team. Can he win this 1v1? He's got the DBS. Speaker's gonna have to reload. He's got the pump shotgun. Let's see what he can do. It's Og. He's gonna do the jump out. Let's see. Trying to make some moves, find those angles.
Reload on the AUG now. Got 10 rounds behind. It should be enough. He goes for it. He's got the HP advantage. Doesn't even need to sweat it. Razy will get back to his feet, but down on 2. The circle pushing out to the east. They do need to start to get a move on now. Severely diminished as they are, but they are on 58 points already. 7 points earned this match. As you said, it's already a good result. All the way up by Rozok Bridge as we hop on over to Etch as they try and hold it underneath. Looks like they're doing pretty well against 721 Gaming GS.
Yeah, you can see Fajita's got that nade. And just pulling the pin, scaring them off. Okay, and this is a tough fight here. This is way too long.
थर्ड पार्टी करू शकतात भाई दोनच्या बाहेर आहेत फायटिंग
buy them a little time. They don't have to really panic all the way down to military base. But regardless, you know, you're trying to get a big game here. I mean, especially for 721 GS. Down a player, only 7 points. This is just rough for them.
Absolutely. Very, very difficult stuff. Them and Hustler Crew, well, everyone towards the bottom of these tables is going to look for that Noxian Red Force injection of points. Noxian Red Force getting across the military on the northern side of it. I think because played fairly well for them in this sort of a circle. Given how the lay of the land sits, they're going to be buffered around by teams trying to cross either side of them, rather than coming across, and they can farm up players trying to go for a swim. Let's hop back on board with the fight on our screens, though. As 721 GS lost a player, we saw that on the crossing, and Etch trying to keep them there, but there is a knockback over to Fajita.
Yeah, you can see Speed holding that angle on the backside. Needs to get with this team at this point. There ain't nobody in that direction.
अरे काय करताय दोन्ही टीम वरती दोनच्या बाहेरच कोणच गुस्सा नाही गुस्सा भाई
That's the gun you want though in that CQC close quarters combat. And right now this fight is still ringing out. This is all the way over by Rosshawk, folks. This is going to take a long time. Now we're starting to see some util get thrown back and forth, and everybody's just trying to wait for that first critical knock.
Oh, Alico should completely see Nasa there. Uh-oh, going for the nades. Beautifully placed. They felt like they should have known there was a player here. And that's going to be a big opener for them, but in the close quarters, that SK12 is going to dominate. And S721 GS will be able to clean out partially some of the team from Etch, and both teams now bleeding heavily. No one having a good time. They're losing players.
Discord मध्ये इथं ऑप्शन आहे बघ खाली output volume तिथून कमी करू शकतो स्लाइडर.
Yeah, I mean this is a kind of a sacrificial play. I wouldn't have mind this fight personally if that zone was deep
अरे हे कसले खेळतात बघितलं का तू बंटी? वायटॅलिटी बघितली कसली खेळती?
But considering where that circle is, I think they could have just avoided this fight.
बघ एक्सेल भाई बेकार ते बघ तो.
Regardless, you know, that's the decision they made, and that's the one they went with. Let's take a look at Alpha 7. Alpha 7 are going to be going on the other side of the bridge, wrapping around. The next zone did head a little bit heavier into military, and for the time being, it does look like they're going to have a clear path to that circle.
Alpha 7 looking to scout the bridge on the western side right now, moving Carrillo up onto the high ground near the lookout post there, the lighthouse. We'll be able to see if anyone's holding that bridge, which is definitely very possible. Maybe stop off for a little picnic while you're there. Why not? Have a little bit of downtime, but you can't be sleeping too long because you do still need to get on towards this circle.
You got to get moving, that's for sure. Let's take a look at their utility. Carrillo's got a UMP, level 3 vest. Couple first aids, that's going to help them out here. It is still pretty early. Stage 3, you can definitely afford to eat a look. Considering where this circle went, this is not a bad play from them at all. So far, not doing bad. They're in 4th place right now, 25 points. It's really good to see for them, considering they haven't hit a final all year long yet. So let's see what they can do.
Yeah, the one they haven't hit it, but they hit it. They didn't hit it in a very dramatic fashion. I think that's kind of more the point, right? They went down in group stages in bottom 2 of their lobby, which was on nobody's card, right? So to be able to regain a little bit of confidence moving here would be brilliant. Obviously, a top 5 is what they're shooting for. What's what they should be aiming for, right? But even getting through to survival stage, I think for them would be a little bit of reassurance. Depends how heavy the ego sits, right? If they're like top 5 or nothing, then fine, sure. It's a competitive spirit. I'll give them that, but you know. Even survival is better than what they did before, and improvement is the name of the game.
That's what it's all about. And when it comes to Alpha 7, you know, there's an old saying in the boxing world, you know, as you get older, the speed slowly goes away, but that power always stays there. And I think that's Alpha 7, you know, like, no matter what, they are so experienced, they're such a dominating team that these guys can get off the couch and I think can eliminate still some of the best players in the world, right? But getting to those end games, getting those placement points on top of those eliminations, that can be difficult because in the 2 recent global tournaments they played in, at the 18 games, they had 46 eliminations, only 12 placement points, which is insane for them. So they're already looking to beat that here, which is great. It's a good sign for them, and they got a good position in this next circle as it shifts on over to them. Very, very lucky. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
I'll tell you who else has a pretty good position
here is the PUBG Mobile Sports channel है ना.
Towards the north side, they've got Tianba as well as Nongshim Red Force up to their north. So nice little buffer. The difficulty, of course, for Vitality is they're playing as 2, so they do need to figure out how they're going to try and work this ground. You've got TT Project as well on that east side of them. Maybe look at a push on through. That is 721 GS going down, as they did actually manage to get some of their players out of that engagement, as did Etch, but neither is going to be happy about S2G still camping the east bridge.
Yeah, and on the western bridge, it looks like we're going to have GodLike coming in a little bit late. There is still quite a few spots in this circle, so it is going to work for them. And yeah, but that's gatekeeping for the time being. And they're going to hold that bridge, I think, all the way to the end here. SoLo, oh, he spots him. They have no idea he's there. When is he going to take that shot, though? He's going to wait till the last second.
Yeah, I mean, you're waiting to have multiple angles on the shot, right? Especially when you're so close to hard cover. You know that you can attack 1 or 2. You lose that element of surprise, but Lost will not lose on that face. Looks for well. The spray strafe not quite there.
Reflex बघितला का?
Find some bullets sent back his way. And Hamzy has to step up to keep his team safe. Now S2G are down to 1 all of a sudden. No real third parties on this one. Hamzy, I think he just has to get gone here.
Yeah, his whole team's going to be taken out. I mean, this is stage 4. The blue zone's hurting. Local.
अरे तो एक्सेल बघ ना 2 पाडले त्यांनी त्यात पण.
They should definitely get these confirmations before they push, because it's going to be difficult to get across that zone. Instead,
मेला भाई मेला.
Let it ride. We are sending it down this bridge. But for how long are they going to make it across? MCG is up there up top. When is he going to take these shots?
I don't think he's going to have the angle to do it. If they break right here, they're going to crash straight into Yangon Galacticos instead. The Smile starts to unload the clip, finds Loco, pulls him out, switching into the driver's seats. Not quite enough, and Yangon Galacticos send Hustler Crew for 6.
And yeah, that's going to be them out of here. So 16th place, tough start for them. Still Miramar left to go. We'll see if they can bounce back. This is one heck of a game here. Is this zone
मगाशी पण मागच्या मॅचला होते
military base on the northeast side near the bridge? It's going to be a hill finish. There are quite a few little dips and valleys that teams can hide under and make some plays in. So we still have 11 teams remaining here. Everybody just waiting for that next circle to pop and deciding just where that fight's going to take them.
During the middle of all that, Vitality getting eliminated, allowing TT Project to take a central position here, puts TT Project in the driving seat. In terms of stopping control, there are high grounds around them that technically have more oversight and things, but they are a linchpin of it. Going to force it on one of those fights. Will be next on the chopping block, and Alpha 7 maybe after that. TT Project goes a point away. Darkin does get flushed out, and now it's Alpha 7 still looking to try and handle it. Revo, will he connect? No, they're not quite finding it.
पाडला तरी दोघं पाडलं मारला आयुष्य तिघं पाडले त्यांनी लास्ट राहिला अल्फा नाही दोघं एकत्र राहिला लास्ट राहिला अरे मार ऍडमिन ओपनला भावा एक नंबर क्वालिटी फाइट भाई क्वालिटी एक नंबर फाइट काढली भाई एस पावर नि पाडली निकाल लागणार आहे लगेच दोनाला A7 ला मारलं रे भाई
पहिली दोन लय भारी मारली
एक नंबर खेळला गन पॉवर मध्ये आहेत रे फक्त पोझिशनिंग वगैरे नीट घ्यायला पाहिजे हा ना मागच्या 2-3 मॅच पण बघितल्या का तू असे उतरण्यात मेल्यात
दोन पण बघ की मॅट्रिक चाललाय
सगळं तिन्ही मॅच बुलेट गेला नाद रे गॉडलाइक क्वालिटी खेळले भाऊ
Man, in 12th place so far, haven't had that crazy pop-off game, but in my opinion, it is only a matter of time. QZZ is an absolute animal. In my opinion, one of the best players on the planet. He's a 20-year-old Chinese superstar. When is he going to pop off? In my opinion, only a matter of time.
I mean, I'm still waiting for it, though. I'm still waiting for it.
Let's see it.
You know, you got some real big boots to fill when it comes to Chinese superstars, right? Paraboy obviously is the forefront, the paramount of the Chinese superstar style.
अरे बघितली का फाइट लय खतरनाक फाइट मिस केली भाऊ
अरे घरात पाहुणे आले होते रे
अरे थांब जरा ही मॅच झाली आपण बघू परत
You know, we got to see him a little bit of a show match for those guys that missed it. It was good to be able to see kind of like the old Nova squad once again. They did end up having to go against the likes of like Revo and Aurora, and that was pretty dang tough considering that these guys are the modern monsters of these days. But still, it's good to see the OGs of old still going at it here. But you know what? Speaking of OGs, Yangon Galacticos are previous champs, right? When are they going to get that chicken dinner?
टॉप 6 पर्यंत मध्ये आले ना आजच्या दिवसात 6 किंवा टॉप 8 मध्ये तरी बस आहे
bottom right of the circle all to themselves so far.
टॉप 3 पर्यंत इझी टॉप 3 पर्यंत पण इझी आहे माहिती का ते पाहि वरच्या दोन टीम जास्त डिफरन्स करून बसतात ते करणार
Big opportunity. I mean, it is
3 होरापर्यंत ते पकडतो क्वालिफायच आहे
depending on where they put pressure in this circle. They
काय सांगता येत ना भाई होराचं पण 41 पॉइंट म्हणजे आता ह्या मॅच मध्ये तर 0 पॉइंट वर गेले ते पण
in this zone they have flexibility to try and third party basically any engagement that comes through which makes it
आता होरालाच वाईप केलं का ड्रॉपलेट झाला
I feel like stay put for a little bit longer. Allow Arena and GodLike to clash. Allow Nongsh and Red Force and Tiamba to clash on the north. Maybe you try and be the opposing force on that third party.
That's a great plan. Honestly, wait for that.
मला माहितच नाही. म्हटलं 5 राउंड.
फाइट है.
अरे फाइट एक नंबर. लास्ट राहिला.
एक नंबर.
1v1 आहे काय? काय खेळताय रे? ही आली.
पावर कॅज्युअली झाली रे, पावर गेला.
ही आली रे.
They put too much into taking down TT Project in the center and Arena pounds. Yangon Galactic
निघा
what I wanted from them to move in to try and third party. But now teams are going to diverge. GodLike not going down fully there, I think is a big achievement. They could still extract value.
This is what I like to see though. If you're going to make a crazy push like that, you got to
बेंचर झोन आहे. ऍडमिनो चांगल्या पोझिशनवर आहे.
and do not waste time.
रिग्रुप करायला पाहिजे.
ओपन लाईत रे. सगळ्या साइडनी ओपन लाईत.
Still see at least 2 players up from them, and they got a good amount of eliminations in this game with 10.
Nice. अजून एक पाडला. फिनिश किती? 1 नंबर.
GodLike is on a run right now.
2v2 now between Arena and GodLike. Yangon Galacticos smile in to try and have the advantage. Nongsh and Red Force are taking shots.
पोझिशनिंग अवघड आहे.
अरे 6 टीमच राहिल्यात ना.
तेच म्हणाल टॉप 4
बाकीच्या सगळ्या टीम बघ ना तू. आयडिया आणि आपली टीम 2-2 आहे. NSYG सगळे 4 मॅन आहेत.
The fight has calmed down though, so they don't have that easy opportunity to go for a third party. But hey, little by little, just trying to get some more information. Eyes on Mormon right there.
आता नेट करा पाहिजे.
Nade in hand. That's going to be a long.
मान्य किल उचलू शकतो माहित नाही. गेला मान्याने रिपोजिशन केली. ऍडमिन सोबत केलं.
Save this nade for now.
With the timing on the reverse there, looking pretty good. He saw the player rotating around, opening northeast potential for Nongshim Red Force to crack a couple shots, break a tire.
त्यांना क्लिअर करायचंय. त्यांना जागाच नाही.
With Mormon spinning around.
2v4 जर काढली नाही पाहिजे. आई दुसरीकडनं पडला.
आईला मान्य लांब गेले मेले.
लांब जायला नाही पाहिजे आता.
They got deep into this game, Duke. 6 teams remaining. They've got 11 eliminations. This is a big match. They're up in 7th already.
Huge.
हे दोघं 2 मॅनच आहेत ना. ये वाले.
That's going to put them in a great spot to try to reach that top.
पाडला. आता तर त्याची.
याला मारा पाहिजे रे.
Young Galacticos are now like time for us to get some eliminations. They're controlling that south side. They're still outside the circle though. They need to find their spot on the way in. Let's see if they can get there.
And now Nongshim Red Force are starting to
अरे
move
चौघ
around.
घुसना बाई त्यांच्यावर. आले.
चढणार. Get rid of the stragglers. Maybe it's going to work out for them here, but Nongshim Red Force
एनएस के चिकन मारते का परत.
establish a chokehold on the rest of the circle.
Back to back मारू
शकतो. That's Mormon gone. That is now the top point sponges in this lobby are out. This is a huge
म्हणून एखादा किल जरी उचलला ना आता.
in that mid pack to try and catch up to him. You still got Tiamba there, right? We've been waiting for them to pop off.
आयडिया वाला राहिला पाहिजे.
आयडिया वाला राहिला.
वायजे वाले मारतायत रे. आणि आयडिया वाला नाही मारणार लवकर. तो आतमध्ये आहे भाई.
प्रॉपर ते टॉप 3 येणार ना.
चौघ मारतायत रे.
स्पॉट झाला. टाकते ते.
ठीक आहे. काय विषय नाही.
पोचल काय. पोचल.
अरे तो नेट बघ.
Take down the last player for GodLike, but they should be so proud of what they've done this game. They have been absolutely efficient on those fights.
आता त्यांना भेटलं मोमेंटम.
Dukes, that's all but 4 of their points right now.
14 points आले ना.
Monster game for them and a huge bounce back. Let's see what Young Galacticos can do though, because now with taking out that player, they can have
ह्या ग्रुप मध्ये भाई 3-4 टीम आहेत जे
control.
कन्सिस्टन्स
We still
खेळतात.
got a few big teams here.
म्हणजे म्हणून तर सगळ्या टीम भारीत. म्हणून त्रास होतोय.
And a solo on the side of Ida in this match. And let's just see where this is going to go. One last circle shift to go. And then we're going to find out where this end game is going to happen.
भाई एनएस वाला तू पकडच टॉप 5 मध्ये.
एनएस वाले सगळ्याच टीम भारी. एनएस भारी. कियान बापन भारी. चायनीज आहे तिथं. आणि ही वायजे वाले तर डिफेंडिंग चॅम्पियन्स आहेत.
Quite a bit of ground to play with, and Tiamba are going to start to look to flex out.
You can see Hyunbin, he's got that AUG and the P90, right? What an absolute monster. This guy is only 18 years old, and he is one of the best PUBG Mobile players in the world. One of Maxman's favorites, that's for sure. And let's see what he can do here. with that P90 in hand.
अबे दोन्ही गेला ना आपल्या टीम फायनलला तर लय मजा येईल.
फायनल्स बघायला काय मजा येईल बाई.
पण भाई आपल्याच फाईट झाली तर मग
ते तर आता तू ते तर ठीक आहे भाई, त्याचं नाही काही विषय.
कारण ह्याला ड्रॉप जवळ असेल ना रोजोक आणि पोचिंकी.
So let's see who's just gonna win this one. Rita. Oh yeah, and
there's Rita.
Saying, please guys, leave me alone.
भाई बरं झालं ते एक्सबो वगैरे नाहीये.
युटिलिटी वेस्ट होती माहिती काय छाकी.
इथे एक्सबो वगैरे असतं ना कोणाकडे तरी.
अरोरा मध्ये येत ना ते डॉक वगैरे.
अरे ते वेबो वाले वापरतात भाई एक्सबो वगैरे.
सुख होता ना तो सुख.
That CV to become that veteran standard player.
Moving
up towards Rita, he's got a nade to bobble out. Looks good, but only takes half the HP. In the meantime, Tiamba getting descended upon by Yangon Galacticos off in the distance. XZY will look to try and challenge and doesn't quite get the full gut shot there as Rita getting chipped away.
And वाले back to back काढतात ते. त्यांची फाइट चालू इकडे करा.
I'm telling you, that's the weapon you want. How about some nades though? As that is going to be the big bell to ring to get this fight started. Smile getting knocked there is going to be brutal. Yeah, and Tiamba are going to probably throw all the utility they have to try and take him out.
This is so well orchestrated by Nongshim Red Force throughout all of this.
Third party
They've taken so much ground. They've stopped Tiamba being served in their compound. Now looking to try and break out. Yangon Galacticos, they are now trapped. In the out of the blue zone. They are going to get pushed by it. And I don't think it's going to go well for them, Jukes.
I think it's a back-to-back chicken dinner. So much control. And these two teams are fighting each other, like you mentioned, outside of the circle. Yep, here it goes. So easy. It's feeling like that for them because the blue zone's on their side. It's how many eliminations can Nongshim Red Force get?
Yangon Galacticos trying their best to stay alive, but they're two players now. Tiamba do still have a chance here, but Eagle is going to step straight to the firing line of the backstop Nongshim Red Force position.
TN बता पडलाय का नाही का तरी एक पडलाय ना.
Making it so hard, and they are really going to find it difficult to get out of this divot. Has the hovercraft as well. The fade away with the nade, finds another knock, and now Yangon Galacticos only playing as one. Cloud spotted out, but has to back off the volley of fire. He'll leave the hovercraft on about a quarter of its HP and is draining quite quickly, but now he's got a huge amount of ridgeline cover. As Romeo gets flushed away.
Man, that just it's like such a crucial wall. Oh, and those nades are disgusting. Dizzy putting that cover right where it needed to be and having this hovercraft right towards the end is even better for the side of
Dizzy कडे नेड आहे अजून एक का नाही करते नल्ला. 2 किल भेटले.
एका नेड मध्ये 2 जातील.
अरे spot and Hyunbin gets a Tiamba. These guys are completely trapped.
Yeah, Yangon Galacticos finally going down. Tiamba starting to lead on the low ground too. Having a real tough time of it. And this high ground angle, TC has been so commanding in these off angles over the course of these last circles, and is looking to open another can of Warpass.
And that's exactly what's happening. Another can of Hyunbin down south with that P90, and that is it. It's a back-to-back chicken dinner on the side of Nongshim Red Force.
That is how you do it. Masterfully orchestrated in those final circles.
He got lecture fight book.
As soon as Yangon Galacticos stepped out of that middle
position,
they were like,
I'm allowed to
this game's ours now. We'll have that one. Thank you very much.
Oh man, I remember I was talking backstage with
अरे स्ट्रीम सोलोची स्ट्रीम बघ तुला थोडा डिले होता सर. मला तर डिले होत आहे म्हणून मी ऑफिशियल बघतोय मॅच.
This bridge crossing is going to come back. It's go
for the and the long use. It's eliminating, but
I think that it lasted a lot longer than they expected.
Yeah.
Which is why we're fortunate you said that.
Yeah, I mean teams are
sticking around that has really come back to bite them because the bridge is just so open.
Yeah, I mean teams are going to be hauling it to the middle now. You're going to see Aura having one heck of a tournament. No fear. Gonna have to make a play here. Gets Redmi Note. Tries to hit that shot. GodLike shuts down Aura, and they are out of this one.
Up on the northeast side, there is time to rest here. It's stage 1 on the blue zone. About to hit stage 1 on the blue zone. About to hit stage 2, and this res will come through. They'll be able to get on the road. They can out-heal it. Really annoying circle.
This whole team's going to be taking
It's on the west side. It's got fallen off. I don't say
it. Eliminations in this game. They when
A7 बरोबरची फाईट बघ A7.
and valleys that teams can hide under and make some plays in. So we still have 11 teams remaining here. Everybody just waiting for that next circle to pop and deciding just where that fight's going to take them.
You वाली फाईट बघ.
During the middle of all that, Vitality getting eliminated, allowing TT Project to take a central position here, puts TT Project in the driving seat of these hills in terms of stopping control. There are high grounds around them that technically have more oversight and things, but they are a linchpin of it. Going to force everyone to fight around the
sides. फाईट घेत होते आयडिया बरं.
Ida will be.
अन्ना पहिल्यांदा वाटलं असेल त्यांचेच प्लेयर आहेत माहिती का?
TT Project though
त्याने किल उचलला आयडिया वाला. A7 वर.
Does get flushed out, and now it's Alpha 7 still. Look at her try and outlet Revo. Will he connect? No, they're not quite finding it, and that's damage being done. Dishing out death.
दोन अरे स्पावरनी मागं येऊन मारले दोघ जण. हे ॲडमिनला मारत होते.
Standing with no force against GodLike.
Always Obscure is now on the other angle here, trying to make some plays.
Admin आणि powerच मारतोय बे.
In the open, nice little spray back in return. Admina's gonna go ahead and heal up, wait for his teammate, and that's GodLike.
अरे सौम्य पण मारायला पाहिजे ना.
मारायला ना ठीक आहे. सपोर्ट करतो तो.
Alpha 7 didn't know what hit him.
ते स्पॉट पंप आहे पण भाई त्याने पहिल्या मॅचला पण मारलेले.
TT Project wanted the third party, but not enough blood was